producer.
Yeah, just get that on the mic. Yeah. I can't stand ASMR like that. I have that thing where if someone's chewing, that I'm okay with that.
Okay, welcome back to the doctor's appointment. It's like that Russian chick, you know what I'm talking about? No,
Ooh.
I don't know who I'm talking about. So,
She's a
what's
shouty.
Happening? She's a bit of a shouty.
I feel like you got to be a little bit of a shouty if you're doing the ASMR.
100%.
ASMR with Omnivorous Adam.
We've thought about it, dude.
Just breaking chicken bones and shit. Yeah, how do the slurp sound here?
That sounds like a bong.
It kind of did sound like a bong, dude. Is that a roar, dude? Is that an Illadelph?
I always did want a roar.
The roar was like...
Or no, an Illadelph.
Both, dude.
They're like
the
kinda
cooling
the same.
coil Illadelph, dude. Watching like YouTube videos like circa 2011, like, yo, look at this, like this Norwegian dude's like reviewing this roar right now, and he's like, and it's just like he pulls it out of his freezer and it looks crisper than a fucking isoclite in December night. Yeah.
And the glass is like
Frosty.
a fucking inch thick, and you're like, that's never gonna break if I drop it.
Did you ever? You seem like a hash bean 420 guy. Anybody? Hash bean 420? No.
No, I'm not familiar.
I was like old, like 2008.
Is it because
YouTube.
I look like this?
You kind of could. You could be him for Halloween, and I'd be like, "You're Hash Bean 420." You'd be like, "Yeah."
Okay.
Is he like
Yeah.
a bong reviewer?
Dude, this guy's this like dude from Amsterdam. He has like a bajillion bongs in his background. He used to review bongs, but he would like remember TI pads like before like pens, and it was all inconspicuous. It was like you'd take a fucking Home Depot ass blowtorch, you'd roast this like TI pad until it got like red hot, then you'd like take your like glob that was like BHO, butane hash oil, put it on there, and it looked like you were doing crack, and then you'd hit it. He'd
like
take,
dabs.
like like OG dabs, like
Yeah,
OG
yeah.
dabs, and then you put it on there. He'd face this like fucking half-gram dab,
Right,
something that would knock anyone out, like the most grizzled like veteran stoner out, and he'd be like, "That was nice."
Oh,
And he kind of had this accent where he kind of talked like this. He's like, "Oh, I'm doing the hit contest. Like, watch me go." He'd hit it for like 45 seconds, and then he'd be like, "That was nice." Like afterwards.
dude, that
No?
sounds like the Chili Klaus guy. You know, the guy who eats the chilies on Hot Ones, and he's like, "Ooh, it's so." The flavors, like he just like he loves it, but he's in so much pain.
Masochist.
It sounds kind of like the same thing. Or just like I just love the flour.
Yeah. Can I
Yeah.
just like move this thing?
You can kind of. It's like
Finag?
it moves, but it's
Okay.
not a great mic stand.
okay,
so
okay.
maybe one day we'll have nicer ones.
Just trying to get comp.
All right, yeah. We'll do a little introduction.
Okay. Cool.
What's up, guys? This is Podducer, the podcast for producers. Today we're joined by Omnivorous Adam.
So
Adam, what do you do?
I make videos where I cook stuff and put it on the internet.
Tight.
Yeah.
Tight. We're gonna get into that,
Yeah.
but we have a fun little segment, little icebreaker segment today.
All right, warm me up, baby.
Yeah.
Where's the lube?
Ryan, I'm gonna let you take this one and introduce it because it's a
By the
Ryan
way,
concept.
Can they see Ryan right now?
Yes, they can.
Yes, they can now.
So, Adam, we're huge fans of the show.
Yes,
Been
we
for
are.
a long
Thanks, man.
time. Viewed your very first video on Facebook many, many moons ago.
God.
And so we've been inspired. So a lot of the things that you do are really creative takes on the classics we all know and love. We've decided to do the very same thing for you. So what I'm going to do is move these dishes in front of you, and you can give them a test, give us your reactions, let us know what you think.
All right.
Yeah,
man.
Ryan, you could maybe even grab that mic. Anyway, just
Hold on a second. You guys cook this stuff?
Totally.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, Ryan
Ryan,
concocted.
let's go. Oh, okay. Oh my God, they got
Can
a
you see
metallic
it?
dish.
Is it? Yeah. Is
Can
it
I
in
see
the
it?
No, is it in the shot?
Is it in the show?
It's almost in the shot.
All right. Do you want me to like
You
hold
can
it?
you can move the camera, Ryan, if you want.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Just move it back a little
Something.
bit.
This is important.
I'm getting a whiff.
Yeah. You can just slide
That's nice.
that bad boy down. So, what do we got up first?
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and just open it up and just give us your preliminary reaction. Tell us what speaks to you on the plate, and then you can try that first.
All right, man. First off, can I comment on the tray?
Yeah, of course.
Looks a little cokey.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. Let's see what's underneath. Is it? Oh my God, dude! This is quite the spread we got here. Just comment on stuff.
Yeah, what speaks to you, and we'll explain what it is.
Okay, well, first things first, we got a nice celery stick rubbed down with some peanut butter, topped with a rainbow array of gushers, it seems.
Yep, so
it's
that
got
one,
some weight to it.
Yeah, it's a take on ants on a log. That one's stink bugs on a log.
Ooh, okay, okay. Then it looks like we got a beef tartare that looks like it's made with that beef jerky that you can pack as like chewing tobacco.
You'd be correct. I actually bought, they didn't have that at the store, so I bought the full-size beef jerky and threw it in the food processor.
Dude, a lot of love went into that. I can tell right off the bat right here.
Right.
And I'm just going to say right now, this egg yolk, is that a real egg yolk?
For sure.
That looks like very like tempered and nice.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's got some shape to it.
Yeah, you really separated that nicely.
Yeah, I don't see any chalazi on that. Google chalazi.
Yeah, what? Excuse me?
And then we got a can I touch this stuff?
You can,
By the way?
yeah.
You're going to eat it, bro.
Oh,
You
man.
better touch it.
You can pass on eating some of it, but
No, dude, I'm a team player. Can I smell?
oh yeah, you can use all your senses.
Okay. I see dog with mysterious pancake.
Yeah, so have you ever had pigs in a blanket?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's blankets in a pig.
Oh my god, dude, this is demonic. Oh my god. This is like some 7th layer shit. Okay. Okay, wow, then we got a bev to wash it all down with some latte art on top.
Yeah, so that one, I'm sure you've had a white Russian before, Big Lebowski.
Yep, yeah.
This is a pink Russian.
Okay. Can I
So
guess what's in it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so a white Russian, what is that? Like cream,
It's like Kahlua.
Kahlua and vodka?
Yep, exactly.
So is this Pepto-Bismol?
You're right on the nose.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's fucking Pepto?
It's Pepto.
I'm going to say that for the end because I might need it.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, wait, is that espresso on top?
That's Bailey's Irish cream.
You're like, you know what's good. I'm going to just slurp the Baileys off. Should I hit this stuff?
If you'd like.
I want to try the blanket pig thing. Can you get this audio?
You
don't want that. You don't want that.
No, we want it for this.
I'm tasting like... Tell you right now, this is not Vienna beef. This seems like a Hebrew national.
That's a ballpark, Frank.
It's a ballpark, Frank. All right. It's not how we do it in this town, but I like the idea. I'm going to try the stink log bug thing.
I feel like that can't be bad. Oh, wow. That crunch was...
ASMR.
This is... Yes. That was the... Dude, I'm going to sample that.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'd hike with that.
Yeah?
I'd pop that in like a tray and like I'd eat this on top of a mountain.
Because it's got a little bit of like sugar, keep the energy going.
I also don't hike.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's never going to happen.
But it would if I
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to 86. I'm gonna have to not do that one.
That's what I was saying.
Unless I had
fair
a spoon. But I'm gonna hit this Pepto because I need it. I had like a chopped cheese before I came here. Oh my god, this is insane, dude. It's coming to me in layers.
Yeah.
That should be like a death cup in the next party that you are at. Like in the, like the thing. What is it, like, Slap a Bitch, that game?
Oh,
Stack
yeah.
cup.
Someone's got to drink
Death
the
cup.
Pepto.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, it would be helpful for them. It's medicinal.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect pre-game drink. Before all the boys hit the bar, we're all drinking the pink Russian.
Did you invent all this?
Yeah, so I couldn't sleep one night, got the Notes app out, and just went to town.
Got the what out?
The Notes app on the phone.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Notes.
So-
Can I see your notes, like, after the show?
Yeah, we're going to need
Definitely,
those.
bro.
Okay.
What's
Thank
the
you.
review? What was the best? What was the worst?
I have a headache right now from the pink Russian, but
Okay, yeah.
the log is my favorite.
Okay.
Hit this after the show for sure. This, if it was in a Vienna beef and it was snappier, I probably would eat that for lunch. I'm a garbage person though. That, I have a pretty strong stomach. I might yak if I ate that.
I don't know. I don't do the raw eggs, but
I don't mind a raw egg if it's on like real nice beef. You know what I mean? Like some Schlegel Farms, like nice lean.
some wagyu.
Sir Lizzle.
No, that might be a little too fatty. I don't know.
Depends on the wagyu.
Okay, we can get into that.
We can get into that.
Yeah.
That's for the Patreon, dude. I'm gonna have to wash this down with some good old H2
yeah. Let's do a little bit more like ASMR.
Thank you, Caffrey.
Well, thank you, Ryan. That was a first. And I think we could do it again. I don't know. We could do it in a different capacity. I don't know. I appreciate that. I have so many questions. Let's move the bowl.
I kind of like the bowl.
You want to keep the bowl?
What's the bowl for?
I don't know.
This is the throw up bowl.
I just wanted to get it out of the shot. Yeah, that's the yak bowl.
Oh.
Nice throw.
Thanks.
Ryan, can you readjust the camera back to height appropriate?
Yo, Frankie, what did we eat before this, bro? We had some like the crispy wheels.
Yeah, we had
Crispy.
wait, what was the full name?
Bamboozles.
Bambunionis.
We got Bartoli's.
Bimbuenos.
No, there's these awesome Mexican snack that my homie was telling us about. He's like,
crispy wheels.
And literally, like in English in the bottom, it's like includes 3 crispy wheels, and then we also had beer, and then also had these gushers from Hawaii, which are like which is hilarious because the last time I had gushers was like probably when I was a kid, and like then I'm eating gushers twice in a day.
Wow.
Fire.
Hawaiian gushers?
Dude, they had like this like I don't know what it's called, but it's like this preserved lemon peel kind of like rolled in them.
It honestly looked like normal gushers kind of, but like they had been rolled around at the bottom of like a bag of shake, like covered in weed.
And what you said earlier, like they kind of look like like the packaging was very edible-esque.
Yeah.
It was called Noms with a Z.
You would not get on an airplane in Europe with those things.
They'd be like, what is this dank? You can't fly with this.
Yo, can I have this?
Yo, I'm gonna take this.
European TSA, dude.
Yeah, they get some goodies.
They fucking party.
All right, let's get into it. It's the actual podcast. Welcome. So on every show, I ask all my guests what their first concert was.
Whoa.
Yeah.
First concert. Okay. I actually got an answer for this. My memory shot, so that's why I say. Okay, first concert. I can't give you the exact first concert, but the first memorable concert, like with like the dudes growing up, freshman year of high school, Deadmau5.
Ooh.
Check this out. Guess who opened for Deadmau5 before he was like anything? You probably could guess.
Dylan Francis.
Skrillex.
Damn it. Dude, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, right? Like from first to last.
Deadmau5 brought up Skrillex.
Right,
like, yeah.
Right, yeah. And it was like, it was at, what's the spot that's shut down here?
Congress.
It was at Congress, dude. It was at shuttered Congress, dude. And it was, that was like, I saw like Excision there, like a bunch of like old, like electronic guys, like back in the day. But Deadmau5 was like, you know, like the strobe days.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. Like
the best concerts were at the Congress.
Yeah, what happened to them, dude?
I mean, part of it is that the fact that we were at that ripe age where all those shows were just like the tits.
Right.
Because now we're so nostalgic about them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny to think back, like like as a grown man, I wouldn't go back to those shows, but like I'm glad I went to those shows.
No, if we went to them now, we'd be like, this is a fucking, what is this?
You're right. Yeah, ripe age.
I'm thinking of the words. What do they call it? A cesspool? Is that a word? A cess?
Yeah, sure.
Cess.
I feel like it's CESS. I could be wrong. I can't read. So
cesspool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, that was like a great first concert.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, lots of. What can we say on here?
You can say. I
don't know if I want this in public.
You want, man.
All right. It was a great show. It was a great show. Ha ha ha.
So you're a chef, you know, and we've never had a chef on the show, but there's this this cross between producers and chefs where we're both cooking it up.
Heck yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're both pursuing a craft. So I felt like this would be a good crossover.
Yeah.
And you produce stuff.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like you fucking...
I guess we put
conjure things together, which is kind of what we do. They're similar art forms. Like you got to put your tender love and care into 100%. It. Otherwise, I mean, do you feel this way? Like that if you don't put your love into making a dish, it's just not gonna taste right? Or can you just slap it together and it's like, yeah, it's there? That's
a weird question because, like, first off, we should preface, like, you know, I'm not a chef in the traditional sense right now. Like, I don't cook in a restaurant.
We're gonna do origin story after this, yeah.
Origin stories, like, it's, you know, aside, like, it's, you know, a lot of what I do is kind of, a la Ryan, you know, I have like ideas that I'm like, okay, like I know how to do all of this. This is a crazy, like weird idea. I'm going to try it and I'm going to film it. And even if it doesn't taste that good, it's going to make probably, I can edit it and work a little magic, put a little magic into it to make it a fun, entertaining video. And then, you know, if it's really gnarly, which doesn't happen very often unless I'm like purposely trying to make some crazy concoction, you know, a la Ryan. You know, I can always zhuzh things up and kind of like turn it into a different dish for like dinner for Jess and I. So if I make like a weird thing with like a steak, like I can always like, you know, whip the steak into like a stir fry curry, whatever it is, right? Like, so, but yeah, I mean, like when I'm actually like, it's funny because like when I cook for friends and like family and people that like I care about what they think, it's almost like a different side of me kicks in. You know, and I'm like, okay, like I'm cooking for like humans. It's not just like for a video or something.
Yeah, I'm not like deep frying octopus or something.
Precisely. Yeah. But then it's like, you know, if I'm like doing octopus for like a group and I'm like, I want it to be good. It's like, you got to make sure the seasoning's right. You got to make sure it's balanced. Like, does it look good? Like, what are you calling it? There's a lot of things kind of sort of to keep in mind when it comes to making food like marketable and like sort of branding it sort of. But also, of course, it has to taste good. I think that's kind of what it comes down to is like, it's so black and white at the end of the day. Like, is it delicious?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if it's good, it's good.
It's kind of like music, dude. Like, you come out with a song, and it's like, you could be fucking around, and then you come out with something, and you're like, ooh.
I made this in 20 minutes, and it slaps. Like, who cares?
A lot of the times, that Frankie and I always talk about this, like, the less of a shit you give, most of the time, the better it turns out. It's just as far as, like, video performance, but also, like, it happens with food, too, sometimes, which is funny.
I think it's true across the videos, the food, and music. It's just like, not every time, but a lot of times when you're just not focused on what's going to happen and if it's going to be good or not, it's just like you're making the thing.
Yeah.
Usually ends up better than it would be otherwise.
You just trust your gut.
Yeah. I feel like it comes down to just, this is going to sound so hippie, but like being in the moment of it and whether or not you even realize you're in the moment, but you're like going through the steps and you're there for it. Even if it's fast, you're just like, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this now, and this and this. I don't know. I've just noticed that when I'm trying to like just speed through it, it gets fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's funny because it's kind of the opposite for me. Like, because speed is kind of like where my like comfort level is. Like, I like being fast with stuff. So I feel like when I like stop and think, like sometimes it's a little worse.
Okay. So I also say that it's like, I don't know, for cooking, for me, when I try to just like make something, like I get to the point where I'm so hungry that I'm just like, I just need food.
Yeah. Same here, bro. Shit happens to me too.
That's when I make my worst meals. Like, they're so bad. There's no meld between the ingredients. It's just like I'm eating non-melted cheese on top of like a piece of bread. I'm just like, fuck it, let's go. Like, I just need this.
Yeah, I do that a lot as well. Don't worry, man.
Yeah. I'm not alone here.
No, you're not, dude.
All right, let's go origin story. How did you get into this? How long have you been doing it? And
how long have I been cooking?
How long have you been doing videos, cooking? Like, what? Just let's get back to the origin.
The origin. All right. Well, I don't really have a traditional, you know, tugging at my grandma's apron string story like a lot of cooks do. I actually didn't give a shit about cooking until I was like probably like mid-college, when I realized like no one's here to cook for you. Like, I got to cook for myself. I got to throw things together last minute. And then I kind of started having fun with it and realizing like this is like really fun and like my favorite part of the day. So I just like really started watching. It was kind of, when did we graduate college? So it was probably like anywhere between like 2013, 2015. It was kind of this like renaissance in food media, specifically on like YouTube and Netflix, where like this one specifically comes to mind, this PBS show called like Mind of a Chef, where it went inside like a bunch of different chefs, and it was just kind of following them around, talking about what they cook like in their restaurant for fun, like their lives. And I just really I just kind of like fell in love with, after watching all these different travel shows and stuff, I'm like, man, like what am I doing? Like learning. I went to school for journalism at University of Kansas, KU, and basically was trying to, okay, like I like food and cooking. How can I, you know, mix my this degree that I'm paying a shitload of money for with that? And I was like, okay, like public relations, baby. Let's go like do some fun, weird marketing stuff for like restaurant groups or food or whatever, right? And so like I kind of knew I wanted to be in food, and then I talked to my parents, who are very supportive. And they were just like, are you sure you want to do that? You know, it's like you're not going to get paid a lot. Like, it's going to be grueling hours. Like, you know, you've seen the thing, like you understand kind of the vibe and like what it's about. And I'm like, Yeah, I don't know. You know, I have friends who were kind of at the time like exploring the idea of working in kitchens, and long story short, I graduated from college. The first job I took after I graduated was as a dishwasher. Yeah, parents were stoked on that one. Did get a degree and fucking wash dishes, but learned a lot there. There was a dude who I used to work with named Rhino who would tell me stories about him. Like, he bit off a dude's nose in a fight. He's like, I'm on the run. And I'm like, Rhino. He's like,
What?
yeah, I swear to God. Yeah, dude. And then like there were like all these. Okay, so it was in like Lawrence, Kansas, which is like a really like cool like college town, very like similar to like Madison, Wisconsin. I always tell like my Chicago friends who were like more familiar with like Big Ten, like very like kind of like liberal like college town, whatever. Smoke shows galore at this restaurant, right? Just the servers are like these beautiful girls like walking around, and I'm just like out there sweating my ass off, like drinking Modelo's, washing dishes. They'd come back and be like, "You're the most like normal dishwasher I've ever come across," and that was like a big compliment for me. I'm like, "Girl, let's go." But no, it was so I washed dishes there. I prepped and stuff like that because I talked to the chef and I'm like, "Dude, I have no experience, but like I'm gonna be here for a few months. I want to like be on the line. Like, throw me somewhere." He's like, "Dude, we don't need any line cooks, but we need a dishwasher." So I just took that job.
Yeah.
Did that for a couple months.
Yeah.
Then I came back to the. Am I going into too much detail?
No, I
here?
like this. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Rhino? I want to know more about Rhino.
Dude, Rhino's got a family, dude. Shout out Rhino. I hope you're doing all right, man.
Yo,
Jeez.
Ryan, can you turn me down slightly? Sorry. Not to interrupt.
Can I hit a beatbox real quick from that?
Yeah, you can hit a beatbox.
No, I want you to hit the beatbox. I'm gonna hear it.
All right.
Are we good?
I'm not a good beatboxer. I'm sorry.
I can't read. So and then we okay, so whatever. So flash forward, I'm working these odd jobs, waiting tables. I kind of always worked in restaurants my entire life, never back of the house, always front of the house. Like I was like, you know, doing like deli stuff, like working counters, serving, waiting tables, doing orders, worked in a couple concession stands, got fired from a couple concession stands, like throughout high school and like, you know, college and stuff. And then I get home and I'm waiting tables at this like steakhouse called J. Alexander's, like near where my pops lived. I was living with my dad. And basically like working these odd jobs at these like this one health food company based here in Chicago in the West Loop, cool office WeWork right next to what used to be the Ballast Point place right there. Cool part of town.
Wait, is that place not there anymore?
Dude, rip. No.
Damn.
I know, right?
Shit, I like that place.
I know, right? Yeah. Rip. But so the WeWork over there, taking the train, kind of living that like half city, half suburb life, trying to figure it out, like traveling around with these people. They said they were going to hire me. I fucking forgot a huge part of the story.
Let's go back.
Fuck. Okay, so after college, I went to LA to help my friend launch her food truck.
Oh.
So I'm living in LA, like couch surfing, like helping my friend launch her like business, like working on her food truck, crazy stories over there. Just kind of like the LA food truck scene, breaking down, long hours. That was like a couple of months. And then I never really had intended staying there long term. So, you know, I was just started dating my girlfriend at the time. And so I moved back to Chicago after that experience, kind of thinking, okay, like I don't know if I want to live that restaurant cook life, because that was some shit.
Yeah, dude.
So like, but it was fun. And I learned a lot about food and cooking and stuff and like seasoning and all that. In the couple months that I was there, I did learn a lot. So I came back and I got this job at the steakhouse working odd jobs. I worked for like a content mill doing stuff on like Facebook for a minute. And then I did this like health food thing that I had alluded to earlier. And they said they were going to hire me. Fast forward a few months, they didn't. I get a call from my friend who I helped, you know, launch her food truck. And she's like, "Hey, I'm sitting here in Malibu right now. I have this client who's looking for a private chef. Like, what do you think? Like, would you consider this? Do you want to talk to her?" And I'm like, "Sammy, you worked with me. I'm green as fuck. What do you think?" Like, "No, I can't be a private chef. Like, how do I even price my, like, what?" And so I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Okay, cool." So hang up the phone. A week goes by. Within that week, the group tells me that they're like, "Hey, we actually can't hire you full time like we told you we would. We're going to continue your internship and we will offer you a job at some point." So I told them, I'm like, "Look, it's been like, you know, 4 or 5 months. I've been doing good work for you, making like jack shit, living at my parents' house, waiting tables, trying to like make things work. Like, I'm going to look elsewhere." And they're like, "We totally get it."
Yeah.
So literally the next day, my friend calls me again with the same client in Malibu. "Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to be a private chef?" And I'm like, you know, this woman is sitting here next to me, like really kind of like interested in finding somebody to help her family. She's not looking for anybody with insane, like fine dining skill. It's healthy food, like very basic stuff, like for a family of 4 to 6 with like, you know, specialty meals here and there. So I say, "You know what do I have to lose? Sure. Like, let me FaceTime." And I was playing COD. I was like drunk. I wasn't like drunk, but like I was like,
what's up? Yeah, I'm running it with the boys.
I was a few beers deep, probably like shoddy snipes on Valhalla. No, that's Halo.
Sick.
That's Halo shit. But no, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the call. So I take this call and I run outside. My dad's blasting the Bears game, like swearing at the TV. I'm like, I can't be in here. So I walk outside and I like start walking around and I open the FaceTime and she's like, and I'm like, what? And she's like, you're just so young. And I'm like, haha. I like didn't know what to say. And I'm like,
You just have a boy face.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'm a little boy, but I'm a man. No, but we ended up talking. She like kind of freaked me out with that initial response, but then we started talking and she's like, okay, listen, I'm going to be home in a week. Come through, take a dab. No, I'm just kidding. She was like, come over, cook me and my family dinner. We'll do a couple tryout meals, like see how we vibe. Like, I'd love to meet you. Great. So, at the time I was living in Wheeling with my dad, I drove like 20 minutes to Glencoe. Shout out Glencoe. Frankie.
Shout out Glencoe.
And I just cooked her dinner and she liked the food and, rinse and repeat a couple of times. Like over the course of the next 2 weeks, I probably cooked for her 4 to 5 times. And, she was basically like, hey, will you come cook dinner for me one more time? And I told her, I'm like, listen, like, I'm okay to keep doing this, but I'm going to let you know, like, moving forward, I'm not sure that I can commit to this. Like, I'm looking for a job and like, it's kind of taking away. It's causing, I put a lot of thought into like what I'm doing, my shopping. It takes more time than one might expect, right?
Yeah.
To like procure meals for somebody.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, never mind. Hold on. What's your email? I tell her my email and she shoots me a contract like right then and there. And I get this contract and it's for this like amount of money that I've never made in my life to be like this full-time private chef, like boom, overnight. She's like, join the squad. And I'm like, okay.
Like her squad,
like
her house,
her family
type
exactly.
of deal.
Like
Yeah.
her family, very wealthy family from Glencoe. And I basically was like, you seem like good people. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life. Like, let's go. And she really did throw me a bone. And for basically like from that day forward, imposter syndrome kicked in pretty much like right after I signed the contract. And I pretty much like from that day forward, like haven't gone to, probably realistically have gone maybe like 2 days tops without like cooking something. So like I kind of put myself through like a self curriculum. I'd stage at a couple restaurants whenever I could. I had a bunch of friends who were kind of going through the line cook game in Michelin places who I could bounce ideas off of and talk to and, hang out with. And I was watching a lot of like videos and just kind of putting myself again through this like kind of self-taught curriculum and also other like online curriculums and reaching out to people who I knew were like better than me at cooking for like mentorship and stuff. And for the next 4 or 5 years, 4.5 years, I think I would basically be there. Like doing
Damn, they
the private
treated you
chef.
good,
Dude. Like,
for the same family.
I just want to say something like this family that like shout out to the Lazars, like they are some of the most amazing, like supportive, like nice people I've ever come across probably in my life, dude. Like without them, like I wouldn't be able to do this and like make videos, and like the opportunities that they gave me and the experience that they allowed me to like give myself and that they gave me was like second to none. Like I'm cooking dinner for like 26 people like 2 days in a row one time, like really like flexing my ability and like
oh yeah, you're grinding your teeth,
grinding. But here's the cool part. Definitely grinding, but also a huge perk of the job is that like when they're gone, I'm off. And I'm living, unless like I'm traveling with them, which later in the gig I was doing more of, going to and from California. But like that off time allowed me to pursue this other sort of like side of my career that I was always interested in, which was making videos, specifically about cooking, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was able to kind of like learn about, use the money that in the time that I had from that job, giving them 100% for sure, but also like when I wasn't with them, giving this other side 100%.
Yeah.
And I linked up with Frankie. Sorry, I call him Frump sometimes. And he really like helped sort of like expedite that side of like my knowledge and like know-how when it comes to like cameras and videography. And like he would, we'd link up and he would film me and I'd ask him questions. He would answer the questions and like bounce ideas off each other. And I would go to he was living at the time we were both with our parents, and like I'd go over to his crib and we would just like shoot the shit. And yeah, so it was this kind of this like perfect storm of like this ability where I could practice cooking on this like professional level, but also like be doing the video stuff like on the side. And the time came and like, when, the pandy came around 2020.
Pandy. Is that when Omnivorous Adam formed?
Yeah, it started as Organic. We won't get into that, but
Organic?
Yeah, like
no.
ERF.
This is funny because like there's a segment
fuck.
sometimes on the show where we're talking about like where you got your name from.
Yeah.
And it's just, sometimes the old names are just like, what were you thinking? You know what I mean? Organic. Organic.
Yeah, so ERF is ERF, like Earth. It was like
Yeah.
a dumb, like, so me and my friends had this like satirical, like fake rap group in high school called the Murda Nine.
Here we go. We need this. Yeah.
And my name was Pimpa to Earth. And so like over the course of like 2 years, like friends just started calling me Earth. Like it was like a joke. It was like, but it like kind of like just became this like name of mine. And so I'm like, okay, like I want to work with food. I don't know what I want to do. I'm not sure I wanted to cook at the time. So I'm like, okay, like let's just explore food history, topics about food, and like, you know, why is a burrito called a burrito? Why, like, what makes American pizza different from Italian pizza, and just kind of dig into that without sort of the cooking side, just like curiosity driven pictures and little, like, you know, I was practicing sort of using my like journalism degree, like writing on my Instagram captions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it came to a time when I'm like, I got to rebrand here. Organic's probably not going to go, you know, go the full 100. So I was like, all right, what am I? Like, I don't even know. Like, I like to eat everything. I like to try everything, like omnivorous, right? If you ever had a dinosaur unit, carnivore, herbivore, omnivore. Omnivore eats both meat and plants. But yeah, so, you know, Omnivorous Adam just kind of seemed like the natural thing. And so I just kind of went with it, and I changed the brand to that. And then in January of 2021, I kind of pushed off from the private chef gig, told them, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm going to go try doing my own thing. Again, these people were like insanely... Lori's like my work mom. She's still like, I gotta give Lori a call. Lori, I love you. She's
like, she just is like, I just want to hear the sound of your voice.
dude, she's just like the sweetest
That's
woman.
what my mom says. I'm like, well, we talked yesterday, so
Yeah.
I also have a podcast, so you can listen to that.
Yeah. So I told her, and they were just, you know, completely supportive the whole way through. And of course they knew that I wouldn't leave them in the dust. I hooked them up with one of my friends who's super talented, who's now their private chef, still is.
Yeah, I wanted to even just, before we keep going into Omnivorous Adam kicking off, like, what did your friends who were chefs think of what you were doing? Like, you said that they were supportive and they were rolling ideas back and forth, but it seems pretty cush of a job to just like, you know, like I'm sure like a lot of people who go to culinary school and they're just like grinding, working through whatever stuff, and they don't get a job. Like, is that like a dream job for someone who does culinary school, or is that kind of like an offshoot maybe? Like,
yes and no.
What were they thinking?
Yes and I don't know what they were thinking, but I could say like sort of like part of that imposter syndrome thing I alluded to is like, you know, the traditional way of working with food is like going to culinary school, working in restaurants, working the line, turning into a sous chef, turning into a CDC, chef de cuisine, then like owning restaurants, maybe becoming a restaurateur, whatever, writing cookbooks, whatever. Like the way that I took was super like unconventional. And I think part of that really lit a fire under my ass to like make sure that like I can be this guy who's strictly making videos about food and cooking, but also like knows what they're doing from a technical standpoint. Yeah. So I really made it a point to like learn how the professionals work, how they move, how they think, what they call tools and items in food. And sort of like work that into like how I do things like with my videos and just in my everyday cooking, even cooking at home. Cause like I don't go into a restaurant and work the line from like, 12 to 12 every day. So like my sort of,
yeah, it's kind of amazing though. Cause that sounds like the part that's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, it is tough, man. The couple of the stage that I've done, like it was tough. And like, I would, it's surprising. I'm sure there's people who like might hear this and being like, oh, this is like, that's salty. You've got it made. And I certainly did. But for the most part, like the friends that I like had and stuff, it's just a different decision. Yeah. Like people who go down that line cook road, like mad respect to like those people who want to do that. A lot of those people want to be in restaurants. They want to open restaurants. I never really wanted to open a restaurant. Mm-hmm. I never had that goal of like, opening a restaurant and being in Michelin star kitchens, but by the time I'm 30 having my own spot. Like I never really wanted that. I always had this like digital future planned for myself. Digital future. and like just wanted to always like make videos, and like whether that be cooking on camera or like exploring food through my videos and teaching and also learning and kind of on camera, like that was always my goal. So
for sure, my
friends like were always supportive about that, but of course you're probably gonna have people on the other side who are like, you're not like a real cook, blah blah.
Well,
blah.
it just kind of reminds me of like, I mean, I'm always gonna try to bring this back to music, but like I learned a bunch of stuff just on like YouTube through curiosity because I wanted to be legit and like see what the professionals do. And it's kind of a similar path.
Totally.
Like you could go the studio route and like learn about miking and like, you know, kind of like doing a stage or working as a line cook. But I really don't think it matters the path that you take, because at the end of the day, if the music or the food is good, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. It's like, you know, if you think about, I always kind of compare it to comedy too. You know, you get these like YouTube comedians and these TikTok comedians who, a lot of them are really funny. But then they might try stand up and it's a totally different game. It's flexing a different muscle. They might need to work on that in a separate level.
Just like if I tried to play a live instrument, you'd be like, you shouldn't do that.
I don't know. I feel like you could probably rip a clarinet.
I don't know. It's different.
Or an oboe, dude.
I mean,
or an
like,
air hoo, dude.
Yeah, an air
maybe. No, you're
shit.
right though. Like, okay, maybe I could get good at it. But it's a different muscle.
Totally. It's like, you know, restaurant cooks versus like people who like make videos, YouTube comedians versus people who, and it's almost like, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, because like now all comedians are kind of YouTubers, right? Like the top of the line people who are,
everyone's on video. Like,
everyone's on video. Everyone's got a channel, whether you're at the stand or
like
the store.
Twitch streaming
Zanies.
production of beats or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't.
It's like, you know, you're sitting here like doing your thing, making dope beats in your, in the studio. It's like, yo, can you play a live show? Like, you know, it's like, you know, you're a YouTube comedian. Yo, could you do stand up? It's like, yo, you're a YouTube chef. Yo, can you like cook on the line? It's kind of like,
I can DJ.
Yeah, it's like the answer, depending on like who you talk to, is like probably yes, but also it's not like what I do all the time. But like, I could figure it out. Like I you know, I know you play shows. Like I've done.
Era of wearing so many hats. Like you got to know how to edit your videos.
Yeah,
even,
dude.
like, I mean, you got Frankie, who's
yeah,
who's a
God.
G. But I mean, you learn a lot of
Frankie
stuff. Frankie
does
does.
I wouldn't be able to do what I do without Frankie. He does all the long form YouTube stuff that you see. I had all the short stuff still, like the TikTok, the Instagram, all that. But like without Frank, like we wouldn't have a YouTube channel. So
And the
shout
YouTube is like,
shout out Melodize.
Yeah, I want to get into some YouTube stuff, but let's keep going with just the end of the origin story, which is just like you launched Omnivorous Adam, got more into that, and like the Pandy. That's like when it kind of fucking.
Yeah, it's interesting because like you talk to all these different people in different niches about like, you know, what kind of like helped them the most, and it's like, it's fucked up to say sort of, but the pandemic is like really what helped push so many of these creators, no matter what niche you're in, like to this point where they can do it professionally now. And it's like, I think for me, I was very fortunate because I was in this place where I was always video centric in like my way of thinking. And like I'd been studying like, you know, how to use a camera and like make videos. And that was always my plan. So by the time the pandemic rolled around, I was like equipped for it. So it was very much a timing thing. I think a lot of people probably learned how to do that as the pandemic went forward. But like, you know, come 2020, like I posted a video, I remember to like right after it switched from Musical.ly to TikTok in like 2019, I posted my first video. And then I kind of forgot about it. A couple months later, like right as the pandemic hit, I posted another video and it went viral. Classic story, right? Nice. Yeah, it's like it's not even like a unique story. It's happened to so many people, and but it happened to me, and like I was in this point where I'm like, dude, like this is what I want to do. Like I'm just gonna roll with it, and it kind of just like caught fire, and I was able to like leave my job and do this. So
that's fucking dope, dude. Congrats. That's awesome.
Thanks, dog. Crazy.
Yeah,
it still is crazy when I think about it. You know?
I kind of wanted to get into the nerdy shit and like the business shit of what you guys do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and how you guys kind of plan your videos and what you think about there. Like what's going on this week? What's going on? Like when does that get released? What you do this week? You know what I mean? Yeah, the operations part is like a completely different side of like the business that, you know, because a lot of people who start doing this, like including myself included, it's like definitely a creative person first. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like have always had I always used to say, like it's kind of changed recently, but food first, right? Like it's always like, you know, what's like the technical side of the food. It very much so is. I think maybe that's a reason why people stick around, is because like I like to think I know what I'm doing a little bit at this point. You know, I'm like almost fucking 30 years old. Like, you know, we've been doing this for like 6-7 years, like nonstop. But you know, the other side of it, the more business side of it is, you know, you set a content calendar for yourself. You set deadlines. You create a team of talented people who want to be there and who want to like grow personally and also like with the channel. And you set systems in place as much as you can, as best as you can, to kind of like make sure that things
flow smoothly, and that like honestly, like the bottom line is like, are we making money? Like, can I do this? Can I like afford to like pay for myself and my team? Mostly, like honestly, my team's like also mostly what's on my dome. Like when I'm taking a shower, I'm like, we got to fucking get this money. You know what I mean? Like, because like at the end of the day, it's like this can't happen. So.
Well, and especially when this is your full-time thing.
Right. And it's kind of like separating the financial side versus the art, right?
Right.
And it's like I love separating the two like extremely, because like I don't want to be thinking about like the money side all the time. Like it's not what I find fun. You know what I mean? It's not why I got into this.
You could go and like search keywords on YouTube all day and like be like, we got to make a video now.
Yeah.
Like,
but I will say in the course of the past like few years, like I have kind of like taken an interest in learning how to like play the game, as we call it, right? Like,
well, because that could be fun too. It could be like what's new and trending. Like that could be fun to explore.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's part of it, whether you like it or not. So it's like, how do you play the game authentically to yourself and like make videos that you think are going to perform well on various platforms, but also like that I want to explore. Like I was giving an example. I was just in New York. I talked about it earlier. Like it's just in New York, and it's like I had the sandwich that I'd never had for the first time, the chopped cheese, right from Harlem. And I'm like, dude, like I'm just gonna like record a bit of this like while I'm here, like kind of not really think too much about it, and then I'm gonna go home and like try to make a great version of it like on camera, and that's like a fun little story to tell and like a video to make. About like that. So it's like documenting life, but also like turning like your life into content like in a way that's not sort of like doesn't eat at you, and you know, you can still separate your personal relationships and sort of your personal life like from what you're doing, like, but also which is tough a lot of the times,
because it's like, oh, we should film this.
I talked to my girlfriend about this one. You should fucking get her. She's like, you know,
I'm sure, because it's like there's a point where you're doing things to film it. I'm sure that ends up happening.
You go out for a date night and you have a dish that you're inspired by, and I'm like, I gotta take a picture of this, or like I gotta video this because I want to make this into a thing because this is cool and I'm like interested in this, you know. And like I'm very lucky. My girlfriend's extremely supportive, and like she's you know, understands, and she actually does help me too.
She's pretty cool. I've met
She's
her.
P-tight. She's P-tight. But no, she'll like she helps me too, like with the website and stuff sometimes, and it's great on that side. But the whole like business versus creative versus personal are these kind of like three pillars that you need to kind of, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Do you need to separate them? Like they get melded together to a point.
For sure. I think a little melding, a little bleed over is okay. And like when you're, dude, I wake up and like I immediately think of like
my brain.
It's just like dude, it's for the biz. Is it bad?
I don't know. I wake up and I think immediately who I have to like contact.
Right. Who you have to, or maybe you like, dude, I had a dream about this like show. I forgot about that song. I want to sample it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make a track right now. I'm going to like hop on. Like, I just want to like make something. Like, I'll like think of something and I'll be like, dude, I really want to like try that bean. Seems weird. I want to make like a pesto with that.
Oh,
bean.
that sounds way more inspired.
Bean dreams.
Sometimes mine, and this is just like me being neurotic, is I wake up and my mind's just immediately racing. I'm just like, and it's like kind of like good that I'm like, it's not like manic. I'm like, oh yeah. Like I drink my coffee. I'm like getting shit done. But there's a point where like you got to turn that off too. I've realized.
I think at night is like, like I don't mind waking up and like going for it. Yeah. Like I pretty much wake up, brush my teeth. If I'm not going to I try to exercise like 3 times a week. If I'm not doing that, I'm like pretty much at my desk. Like within 30 minutes of waking up, I'll get some coffee. I'll feed the cat. You know, brush my teeth. Because hygiene, and then
you eat a lot of food, you got to brush them.
But you know, like I like having that sort of just getting right into it. And I think that drive and the ability to like that you want to work. Like I want to work. Like I like what I do. Like I'm very blessed in that regard. I have friends who don't like what they do, and it's like I very much can't relate. And I very much understand how like much of a blessing that is. You know. For sure. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I was just curious. I was just thinking about your teeth now, and your picture is. Don't look at that.
No. It's your picture is like your mouth, like Omnivorous Adam, the fucking. I don't know. Now I'm just stuck on that.
Yeah, Omnivorous though. That's gonna be changing soon. Yeah.
Is it?
Chill. Yeah. No. I'm kidding.
No, actually, I did want to ask you: are we omnivores? What about people that eat carnivore diets or vegetarian diets?
Ooh, that. I think humans have the luxury of choosing whatever they want to be. You know what I mean? If you're Frank, what's that podcast guy who we always joke about, the Canadian dude? He always kind of talks like this.
Jordan Peterson.
Michaela Peterson, right?
Yeah,
like that. His daughter.
He's like the carnivore.
His daughter, who's like,
guy,
she's like, I haven't not eaten ribs since I was 12, and I'm like, listen, you look great. It looks like it's working for you.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know what's going on the inside
for
there.
them, I've heard that it's just like an elimination diet, almost more so, because there's like things that they eat that just fucks up their system.
Listen, man, you want to talk diet? I'm not your guy.
So that's kind
Gushers
of
for dinner.
That's kind of where I was leaning, is like health foods.
I used to be a lot more into that, I will say. I used to be a lot more into like the functionality and like sort of like, I had this like little vegan kick for a while, not where I was actually vegan, but I was more interested in like plant-based alternatives, and I'm not going to like shut them away, right? Like I'm not like anti that, but I realized early on in like this journey, this like learning how to cook and, journey, I hate when people say that, but like the journey, it really is a journey sort of, right? Like, like if I were to restrict myself in any way possible, that it really would take away from like learning different techniques, whether it be meat cookery, like learning how to like cook, rice, beans, like all that's like, it's all important if you're going to be like a rounded chef. So like coming at this, not knowing shit about food and then being like, I'm vegan, I'm not going to like learn the whole like meat, protein, cookery side of things. Like, I'm just like cutting a leg off basically before I even start. Yeah. So like the whole omnivore thing is like, I'm kind of down for whatever. And I'm also down to like try and eat whatever.
I'm assuming you're not a picky eater.
No, I've never really been
Is there any foods that you're just...
Yeah, there's one.
Is it licorice? I don't know.
I could fuck with licorice.
Okay. Black licorice? See?
In like absinthe form.
Okay.
No, but tripe, dude.
Oh, dude,
and I hate to say
that's the one. Have you ever had like proper tripe? Because I haven't.
Yes, I'll answer the question. Yes, I've had tripe from many different cultures in many different forms: braised, fried. No, but like different ways, whether it be Korean, Mexican, whatever. I worked at a couple Mexican restaurants. Like I'm one of those people who like wants to like everything. I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah. Me too. You want to bite into it.
I just want to be like, I love this.
Good.
I see where you're coming from. I can't do that with tripe. Dude, I worked the Mexican restaurant that I washed dishes at. They would blanch the tripe and like leave it behind the dish pit, like not in the dish pit. That's not.
Dude, it looks like a sea anemone. It's just like,
but like that's here's the thing. Sea anemone probably is way like tastier than tripe. You know what I mean?
If you can eat it, yeah.
Right. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like I've tried it a lot, and there's just something about like the texture that people love. Oh, like it's so chewy. I'm like, that's one of the many reasons I don't like it. Like, I don't know. So that's my answer.
I've heard that answer from many people,
including
myself. My brother hates tripe.
Anti-tripe gang.
Yeah,
gang,
dude.
gang.
I remember I went and got pho one time, and it had tripe in it, and I was like, dude, I can't eat this.
Bro, the amount of times I put tripe in my pho to try to get myself to like it. When I was a kid, I used to not like hummus, and then I just ate it so much that I'm like, I fucking love this hummus now somehow. I've tried that with tripe. It doesn't work for me.
Is it for me, it's just like it's literally like to define it, it's like intestine, right?
It's like
or it's like
I'm pretty sure it's the
stomach
lining. Yeah, it's like the stomach lining. So they flip it inside out, and it's got that like those textures on it that helps like digest. And like here's the thing, like I like fucking chicken liver. I like oysters. I like kind of like weirder things, right?
Liver
with
is
different,
good,
right.
If it's cooked good,
exactly. It's all about like how it's prepared. And the thing about tripe is like I've never had it in a way that's prepared that makes me excited.
Yeah,
How
do you feel about like the tendony, like, because I know
like menudo, right? Like the Mexican soup.
So just I know like this is gonna be like a broad stroke, but in Asian cultures, like they love like the tendon and like it being in the soup and like just fall apart. Do you like that? It's just that the tripe, you're like
in a meatball, yeah. Like I like those Vietnamese meatballs that are bouncy that have a little tendon and crunch in them. I'm down for that. There's something about like straight up tripe that I just like want to get. I just want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anti-tripe gang.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Just to go down the health kick versus like you go to a restaurant, it's like everything is doused in butter.
Salt butter.
Like I go to the restaurant. I have like a sensitive stomach to dairy. I don't even know.
Are you a lacto boy?
I don't know.
Little poopies?
Yeah.
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 I feel that. It's funny. I actually brought you a strawberry milk jug,
I brought
dude.
you Lactaid.
It's warm.
Brought you some Pepto.
I got you.
But like, I've just noticed that when I go to restaurants that are like everything's so good, but it's like really rich. I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking.
Bro, that's another thing about like restaurant cooking versus when you're in the restaurant, dude.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to make the most delicious food possible with zero restrictions, and what that usually means: a lot of acid, a lot of salt, a lot of fat, maybe some MSG, and it's like you want these people to like take a bite and be like, I could never fucking do this at home. Right? I'm coming back. Like I'm telling my friends about this. This is insane. With the way it's presented, the way it tastes, if you're doing it right, all of the things together, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like when you're cooking at home versus cooking in a restaurant, it's two completely different things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I mean, fuck, I have so many questions. Like it pains me because I'm trying to think of the most valid ones.
Let me massage you. Don't be in pain, dude.
All right, let's go. Like striking a balance at home, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I like cooking too because I get to control what's in it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of times it's just about like salting it properly or like seasoning stuff properly, like that for me. But yeah, you can do the thing where you like douse it in butter and you're like, it's going to taste good.
It's gotta be. Here's the thing. If you don't put salt on your food, it's not going to taste good, even if you put butter on it. But it's like, I think like what any tip for home cooks trying to like elevate their food to like be more like, restaurant quality, you just have to really make sure like you want to season things to the point where it's just about to be too acidic, too salty, too fatty, right on that brink. You're living on the edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of restaurant cooks chain smoke, their palates are shot. But you know what I mean?
That's
like
funny,
yeah. But that's why sometimes you go to restaurants and things are a little too salty. Maybe somebody had a heavy hand or whatever. But that's like a big thing is that you're loading the food up with like to make it as delicious as possible. Where at home, when you're at home, you want things to be delicious, but you're also like, maybe you're trying to like watch your salt intake. Maybe you're trying to not eat as like fatty of cuts of, meat for whatever reason, whether it be a health goal or a health thing or anything, a health problem, whatever. So,
right.
The control is nice, but, when I'm if I'm like at a pop-up or I'm cooking and I'm trying to impress people, like we're taking it to the edge.
Yeah,
like,
we're doing
the thing. Like that's what we do.
What's like your in a pinch meal? Like I just need to eat real quick, or like just a standard that is like a weekly, like this is the one that I can always
I got a boring
on.
answer for you, but it's the truth.
Eggs.
Yeah, but no. But no. So for like dinner, like in the winters, like any noodle dish, like make some frozen ass, like nice noodles from H Mart or Jungbu, the Korean market.
Oh yeah.
Like pop those in, put an egg on there.
What kind of noodles we talking?
Like definitely like wheat noodles, like something made with wheat, like something, or like a starch noodle, like something like that.
Thicker noodles, like the thin one.
Depends what you're going for. I usually like a medium thick noodle, and I'll usually like, you can put some like, basically like treat it like a bowl of don don. What that means is like take a bowl, put stuff in the bowl, chili oil, soy sauce. Usually I do like
so good,
like Asian flavors, like fresh herbaceous things, scallion, cilantro, anything like perilla leaf. Mince that up, put that in there, toss it with some noodles, throw an egg on it, boom, dinner, easy, 15 minutes. But like recently I've kind of like, doing this, like I gained a lot of weight since doing this, right? Like I got like 10 chins on this bitch. But like, so what I'm trying to do is like, recently I've been bad about it the past couple months, but like in the summer, like I'll try to like pretty much like just keep greens in the crib. And then just like put protein on the greens, make a quick vinaigrette, and just like eat like a big salad for lunch, and like maybe take a couple of bites of my food that I'm shooting. If I'm shooting a sandwich. Is
your fridge like when you open your fridge, it's just like greens like in water and?
Yes, a lot of the times yes. A lot of the times it's like bacon in water
and bacon in grease. No, but like
it's full of shit all the time, dude. Like it stresses my girlfriend out and stuff, but I'm like, but it's cool because like I'm very lucky, like I have a lot of friends who like live in my neighborhood, so we'll do like fam dinners where like I have like basically like smorgasbord feasts where like I'll be like, guys, I've got a lot of shit.
So I wanted to ask you about this because this is such a thing, is like I'll go to the store very ambitious. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get the bok choy, the baby bok choy, we're gonna get all these veggies.
Hit him with a baby.
I don't know if the baby's better, but it seems like it might be. Yeah. Like microgreens, they're more nutritious. You gotta eat the babies, dude.
Consume children. Yo, Jennifer Aniston, consume babies. Stem cells. Never mind. Cut it out.
Take it away.
Korean babies, what?
They do have good skin, man.
Fuck, tell me about it, man.
Yeah, we got that shitty. Anyway.
I look like I'm 50, dude. I'm fucking 29.
just like when you have stuff in the fridge, for me, like I'll make meals for my girlfriend that it's just like, this has no cohesive element. It's just food that we needed to eat.
Dude, not cohesive, but delicious. I could put that on a t-shirt, bro. That's like the story of my life.
Yeah. So you do that. That's 100%. A normal
thing. Clear the fridge out.
But do you feel guilty if you have to throw stuff out? You're just like, because I feel an immense guilt.
Yeah, food waste sucks. And it sucks. And it's interesting because like a lot of my, for example, restaurant friends, like you're so...
jaded
and diffused, like you don't feel it, because like at restaurants, like it's fucked up, dude. Like think how much gets thrown, how many like good ingredients are, like, you know, a guest eats like a couple of bites, like, you know, you get like a skinny girl number 5 like at the table who like takes 2 bites and puts the food back, and it's like, like my trash ass will sometimes like pluck a nugget from that tray, but like most of the time
I would do that 100%.
Pluck a nugget when you gotta pluck a nugget.
We've all done it.
Yeah, a little tiny.
That one doesn't look like it's been touched.
No. But even it was like, she's kind of hot.
Yeah, just like cut it off.
She's nice.
You just like go home, you got herpes. Shit.
Yeah, nobody needs the clap from a nuggie. But no, yeah, and so it sucks. Food waste sucks, and I do my best, and I utilize my freezer. I got like a big old freezer, and you know, I got a lot of containers and just freeze things. And part of the game, I push food on Frankie like it's nobody's business. You forgot your fucking pasta.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck
my bad. Oh, I didn't know, but I realize now. That's another thing is like with like food waste with him, it's like he has me at the very least to just dump everything on, so I get like a lot of food to take
That's
home.
a huge clutch part of the job.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
that's amazing.
It's the perk. Really.
It's like the benefit of like when you work at a restaurant, like you get to eat the food, but you don't even have to work at the restaurant.
I don't.
He does work though. This man.
No, yeah. No doubt, Frankie works.
Yeah, different work.
Different work. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it's like, it's a lot of good shit too. It's like, it's most of the time. A lot of time it's the stuff that we're doing in the videos, and people like ask me like, "Oh, did you eat that? Did you eat that?" And like when they watch the videos, and oh yeah, my friends all the time.
That's awesome. You're like, yeah, it was shit.
I'm like, yeah, it's in my fridge right now. You want some? Yeah, but I do love that part of doing this.
Dope.
It's fucking awesome.
Do you guys ever get like? Do you have to eat before you do dishes? Like, do you ever get so hungry while you're making because you're like, oh, we got to redo that shot, or like? Does that ever happen?
Because we ate it?
No, I think we're pretty good about like waiting till the shoot's over and stuff. But like, you know, if you ask anybody who like cooks a lot, like when you're cooking the food, it's almost like you're kind of eating the food as you cook it. Whether you are tasting it a little bit, but also just like you're like your face is like in this fucking bowl of pasta, and by the time it comes around to like put it on the table and enjoy the food, you're like kind of full. Especially if you're like drinking and stuff. I'm like, not even that hungry anymore.
Like drinking like a glass of wine while you cook?
Sure. Or like, but like, I'm saying like if I'm sipping a beer, cooking the food for my like friends or something, and then like
sipping a beer
or whatever, dude, like wine, doesn't matter. And then like, you know, cooking food, and then like, you know, it comes down to sit down for dinner. Like I've been staring at this food for the past hour and a half. Like I'm good. Yeah, you know, like, but then I'll find myself picking, and I've always been a grazer.
You're a big grazer.
I'm a grazer.
You are a graze
so like these guys will get like fucking bowls of shit, and I'll just be like eating shit, doing dishes, putting shit away, eating shit. It's bad because I can't control it. I can't control like the amount that I eat because I don't think about it, because I'm just like, all right, this is functional shit. I've got stuff to do. I'm not gonna like sit down and eat. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes you just go to the bathroom when we're mid-sesh, and I'll just grab a little bit, you know?
Ooh, okay.
You know?
Cool.
Something you didn't
That's
know.
Like,
your
you
supply
can't do
gets
that.
dwindled down a little every time you take a piss.
That's good. Please take my supply. I have too much. Fuck.
Okay, guys.
Wait, water break.
Okay, cool.
Pepto break.
Quick
little Pepto.
Pass me that Pepto.
Little Coke tray Pepto.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a fun question just to break up. Yeah, I don't know. If you had to eat the same food every day, what would it be?
The same food?
Yeah. Like if you could only choose one dish.
I've recently turned into a human piece of pizza.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like really going down a deep rabbit hole about pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pizza?
Probably.
What kind of pizza? Are we like a Chicago?
Nah. Tavern style
Tavern,
any day.
yeah.
The thing about tavern
Tavern
style.
style meaning like it's
Yeah,
thick.
maybe we should explain for
It's a
people who
thick
aren't
boy.
from here. No, so like there's deep dish, right? Everyone knows deep dish from Chicago. It's the big gloopy, you eat it when visitors come through.
It's not pizza.
I mean, no, it's for sure pizza. I think it's for sure pizza. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, it's not, I mean, like, listen, my family personally, like, it's a special occasion. They'll get loose and they do eat the deep dish. But like,
Yeah.
tavern style is the super cracker thin crust, square cut thing that you can eat, like, literally, like, piece of pizza in your hand while you're holding a beer.
Like Lou Malnati's thin crust. That's kind of tavern.
I think
Or
that's
no?
Tavern-y, but like Barnaby's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Barnaby's, you know Barnaby's.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Fire.
your answer and my answer might be the same for like a desert island food because mine
Yeah.
has always been Barnaby's.
Barnaby's, that's great. Love that.
It's like if
and you
there's
can
one-
you can raise wild island chickens and feed them Barnaby's.
and then
they lay
hopefully
great
they'll
eggs.
start laying like
Yeah.
Barnaby infused
Right.
type.
The
Their
yolks,
yolks will be so
yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Some green eggs and ham.
yeah, dog. But no, dude, tavern style. Put a picture of tavern style.
I could grab a picture. Hold on. Give me a
Yep.
second.
But
pull it up.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's a tough question, man, because like, I also like if you were to ask, maybe I shouldn't get ahead of myself here. Favorite food like situation. It's not really to me about like the food. It's about like, which is funny to say as somebody who like literally cooks for a living, but like, it's about like, I always say my answer for my what my favorite food is Korean barbecue, because I grew up eating it. It's these flavors that are nostalgic to me that are very satisfying. I always feel great when I eat it, like whether it be like trying to eat light or like, you can eat more of the banchan, the side dishes, the pickled vegetable stuff, and then
I
some
love
rice.
all the dishes.
I called banchan, yeah, they're the
in
shit.
those little metal bowls.
Exactly, dude. And a lot of people judge Korean barbecue spots based off like how good their banchan is.
I'm always
I
trying to
digress.
pick up the red beans with the chopsticks.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Bro, the chopsticks, dude. One time I had a chopstick Olympics with my buddies in high school in the grand finale to see like my two like best chopstick homies had to pop my friend's gnarly pimple, dude. He had this like gross pimple, like high school pimple, like on his cheek. And we were like, all right. And they're like, all right, who can get it? And
wood chopsticks, metal chopsticks.
Straight wood, bro. Splinter shit.
I needed the visual.
yeah. But yeah, because the Korean barbecue thing, because it's like communal. You're eating, you're cooking, you're serving your friends, they're serving you, you're pouring shots, you're drinking, you're having toasts, you're drinking soju, which is a little too easy to drink, so you're like drinking a lot of it.
Oh, I had
And
some
it's,
soju. We could have popped some.
Bro, pop it up. You got some?
You know what?
I would have brought you. I have a
It's
bunch at
not
the crib.
refrigerated.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. You
We could pop it.
want to pop it?
We could pop it. Yeah.
Let's take a soju shot.
Let's do a little soda.
Frank,
Do a little
if you,
soju
I know where it's at.
there's a little
Yeah.
fridge down
it's in
there.
here.
So it is cold.
No, it's.
Is your fridge unplugged? You fucking serial killer?
This is a side tangent. Yeah, my fridge. I'm like.
I put my boxers in there, dude.
No, like I was drawing too much power to like my station, and
Whoa.
nothing.
That's some Static Shock shit.
Nothing touches the old girl. Like my computer. If you're on the same circuit as my computer and it's like surging, we have to stop that. So anyway,
Here,
yeah.
Frank, toss that.
We got grapefruit.
some soju.
It's actually kind of cold.
Have you
It's
had
not
it
that
with?
bad.
Is it actually cold? No, it's not. Do you
not
drink
warm.
it with
The gin
beer?
row.
Have you ever had it?
Yeah,
with the, where
Somek. It's called
You
Somek.
pour it in.
Yeah.
My friend showed me that, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is good."
And it's like you might call it like it's in like the bomb family, right? Like sake bombs, if you will.
yeah.
But like a
The
Somek.
bomb
Yeah,
family.
it's in the bomb family tree.
We got nuclear bombs, sake bombs.
These are a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But like you essentially just like take a little beer, and there's like a lot of like fun little party tricks you can do with it. Like some people are like really good at like the spiral where it like kind of
Oh, and then it comes
yeah,
out.
like they're like this, and you could see like can you see the
Ooh,
tornado?
That was a good
Yeah.
flick.
Look at
Nice,
it, look at
nice
it, Bruce.
tomato.
Hey.
And then like there's the thing where you can like hit it and like open it. See you hear that?
Oh,
my God.
yeah, it
And
sounded
it's
like it opened.
Yeah, and that's like, and when it bubbles up, you pour it over the ice. And dude, some like ajumas, which are like these like middle-aged Korean ladies who are just fucking rip, can like put a hole in this, like do the thing, and spray it out, like spray their beer into your soju shot. It's so sick, dude.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's great. You got to get to that level.
I strive to be like the middle-aged ladies.
Old
Hard
Korean
ass,
woman. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
They're fucking hard asses, dude.
Dude, Korean food also, I'll just say, like, had a huge glow up. It kind of like came with K-pop somehow. Like
The Korean wave.
McDonald's is like serving gochujang. Am I saying
No
that
way.
right? Or like they had like for a while like a gochujang chicken
Whoa,
sandwich.
Fire.
Don't quote.
I believe you.
Can we
No,
look this
that's
up?
I
we
believe
got
you.
tavern style pizza. Wait, we gotta get back. We got two lines going here. We got a tavern style line, and then we got
Shit.
Korean food.
Yeah, I just so my my parents divorced when I was real young, and my dad married my stepmom Kim, who is she grew up in Hawaii, very very American, but like half Japanese and half Korean by blood. And my step grandma, right, is like Korean. So like since I was a kid, like when we'd go out to eat and stuff, it'd mostly be barbecue, Korean barbecue.
Oh my god!
And so we'd always go out, and like she would take us out and do the thing, and
that's so amazing that you had.
I'm
that.
very lucky for sure, because like that's like some of my best food memories are all Korean, and it's this thing where it's like people are like, oh, what cuisine do you cook? And I'm like I got this like kind of like Jewish side of me where like I grew up eating like this brisket and like all that other classic like American Jew shit, and then I got like this Korean side of me, so I'm kind of like homeless when I don't really have a cuisine, because it's like I'm not like a Korean food authority. I don't speak the language. I've never been to Korea. Like I don't know all the dishes by name. I can't talk to you. I have books I've read. Like I'm probably more like informed than the average person, at least American, but like, you know, it's not really like something that I consider. It's part of my identity, but it's like not too. So it's like weird. I don't know.
No, I think that's cool. I think that like being a mutt and doing like these fusion style foods, like that's where you get really good flavors out of that. I think that's like totally cool.
And it's funny, like that's a whole nother combo, but like how fusion's kind of like a dirty word in the food world too.
Is it?
Kind of. Like it's very much kind of like earned this bad, like, you know, like like tatted up chef, like appropriating cultures, like not really knowing much. You know, it's kind of like part of it's bullshit, part of it's not. Like I understand where people are coming from for sure, but like I don't know, man. Like it's kind of just like, is the food good?
Yeah, dude, that's the question.
And also like, can you, if you really do, like if you appreciate, like, you know.
Yeah, if you can appreciate, like that we were talking about the guy who grew up in Jamaica that's white.
Exactly.
That's
that
kind
guy.
of a different situation, but he sounds so Jamaican. Like
he understands the culture. He grew up eating curry goat. Like that dude. Like that dude's like kind of Jamaican.
He doesn't have to be black to be Jamaican at that point.
It's like, and like, listen, I'm definitely not claiming to be Korean by any means. To put that out there right now.
Yeah.
But like, I definitely like. There's a big part of me that's like, I feel like, as far as like the flavors that inspire me every day and what I eat on a regular basis, like I haven't not had kimchi in my fridge since I can remember. We have a kimchi fridge in my crib. Like the outdoor garage fridge was like Propel kimchi.
Propel.
Shout out Propel.
Do they still make Propel? It was like the bougie Gatorade.
But it's funny because like you'd open my fridge and it would just reek. Like kimchi's kind of a gnarly smell. Like when you're a little kid, you don't know what it is. You have friends coming over, they don't know what the fuck kimchi is, and like a couple Korean buddies who do. But like, you know, and so it would just be one of these things where it's like I just grew up like always loving it. So
yeah. No, I had a Korean roommate in college, and he would like get shit shipped in, and it was always
from the homeland.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where it was from, but he was always eating kimchi and like had this rice maker that he left behind. That was like the best rice maker. I still use.
Everybody needs a rice maker. You don't need to spend more than $40 on your rice maker.
Yeah,
rice cooker. Yeah,
rice cooker. Yeah.
Whatever, same shit.
Ooh, I have.
Wait, let's rip this.
Let's rip one. I just gotta write this down so I don't forget it. Also, Steven texted me. Is this related? Does he know that you're on pod?
Dude, I saw.
Oh no!
Did you see him again?
No, but that was crazy. I see Steven in the wild like all the time, dude. Yeah. Like I was literally walking one time and Steven was like pulled up in a car next to me. He's like, "What up?" and just like drove away. Hey, like, hey Steven. Shout out Steven.
He'll be like a building, and he'll be like across the street in a different building. You look out the window, and he'll be like, "Hey."
Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, you want to play a game?
Yeah, we gotta play the game.
This is like one of the fun like little like table drinking
games. This shit's so tasty.
So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just twisting this mo up, and then we're gonna.
Do you need a cup? Do you want like do you guys want some of this? There's another one in there too.
Yeah, usually
I got a mug.
All right, check this out. Ready? I'm gonna flick this and pass it around, and whoever flicks this thing off and it flings away, the person to their left and right have to drink.
You flick it off.
So I just flicked it once. Here, Cap, right?
You got it.
Nice catch.
All you.
Dude, one time I drank one of these with this guy Tazu, and I actually got drunk because they're like.
It sneaks up on you.
It's
dude.
like 14%.
It's 14%, but it's so wine. Easy to. It's like a little more alcoholic than wine, like 16% ish.
Toss me.
Yeah.
Here, Frank.
Yeah, toss me that.
We can also. There's another one. Yeah, fuck. Just like it's the computer. So I flick this.
Flick it, baby.
Which way? This way.
Whatever way you think's gonna knock it off.
Oh, damn it!
It's all right. You're a rook, dude. You gotta learn.
Oh, that was the sissiest throw.
This is gonna take a while.
We gotta edit that throw out.
Oh, that was close.
But
Is
yeah.
sissy okay to say now? Like, wait a minute. Yeah, next time I'm
Sassy.
gonna do it overhand.
Oh! Yo, talk about sissy.
Dude.
Yeah, so it's me and Frump.
So I
shit.
played. Do you guys remember Crazy Bones?
Bro,
Oh,
hell
dude,
yeah, I remember
fuck.
Crazy Bones.
Crazy Bones was sick, but it was all. Did you ever play the Crazy Bones game where like you'd flick them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like-
how you're supposed to play them.
Yeah.
That was like the thing. I learned that. I'm like, I used to just like have them in a box and be like, these are my But then people are like, nah, dude, that's a
bro.
game.
You gotta line them up.
Remember the guy with the huge dome? He was like the best crazy.
Yeah,
Bone?
yeah.
I don't know. My brother tricked me. He was the best one. He's like, I had like 5 of these. And I'm like,
No.
no.
Do you guys remember any of the names?
Yeah, dude.
Crazy Kyle.
Remember the
dog.
numbers on the bottom? It would like show their.
Dude, I wish my
rarity or-
brother was
No.
here. He knows all this shit so well. Dude, what was his name? Can we look up
got you,
Crazy Bones? Like
The guy with the huge dome
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the best.
there were a
'cause-
couple of them. There was
Yeah.
one guy named like Brainiac or something.
that sounds pretty.
That's sounding maybe good. Okay.
All right, hold on.
I'm gonna have a nightmare about Brainiac bowling my face.
There
over
was
something.
I remember there was a chef. My brother had a
I think I
clear-
remember it. The clear ones were sick.
Yeah.
The clear
Yeah,
chef.
the clear ones were sick. The
I rem-
clear purple, dude.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Or like the ones that were like speckled. Like
Yeah.
inside it was like gold speckles or
Yeah,
some shit.
they're rare. I wonder what those sell for these days. Like, do you think people have like unopened like little like
Oh,
tinfoil
the
the
pack.
like the pack, dude.
Dude.
Remember tearing those packs?
So satisfying. It
Remember-
was like Pokemon.
Zany
card
Brainy,
era.
bro.
Zany
Yeah.
Brainy.
Zany
Is that
Brainy.
that-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wait, wait.
the toy store.
that place. Was
Yeah.
sick.
It was
What
now
was
it's by PetSmart. It was by PetSmart.
I was thinking about the one. There's one in
Across from Charlie-
Glenview on the main.
There
road.
was by Plaza del Prado, right? Like where Snowbird used to be, the snowboard shop. That's where I used to like do my snowboarding shit.
Maybe I never went to that store, but
Mm.
anyway, like I remember anytime you went into any of those like collectible like
Yeah.
trading card stores, you're like, oh, what am I gonna get? I'm
It
gonna
was sick.
so satisfying. Did we get any names for?
Yeah, I'm working.
Do I have like
I'm
good luck
working
for the
it
week
here.
now?
Yeah,
We could say that.
Yeah.
We gotta keep
it's a
that.
fact.
Cool. Did you guys get all some soju? Soju all around.
What'd you just call me?
So, dude, that could be your name.
Soju.
Korean.
Yo.
I
Oh
think
shit.
I can come up with names, baby.
Yeah, let's go. Dropping branding.
Yeah,
I'm a Brandon
I got
boy.
you. Oh, dude, my desk or my tape. This is not a desk. It's a table. It's kind of wobbly. Okay, so going back to pizza real quick. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Did we get any names?
All right, I got Crazy Bug, Inky, Artist, Boots,
Oh, artist.
Jammer.
Who that artist?
Graham Bone, just flexing on that one for me.
Okay,
Carmen Bone Randa, that's probably my favorite name.
I like that.
Toasty.
Toasty. I remember. I had a toasty.
I don't know. I'm just reading off of Google right now. Like none of those sound super familiar, but my memory's not that good. So
Yeah.
I'm getting
Anyway,
spicy.
we got high nostalgia going on here, and it's where we want to live. Yeah.
oh, you know what? That's Things. That's the second.
Is this like
Crazy
Eric
Bug
B and
series.
Rakim?
Yeah,
Dude, yeah,
Oh
check out
my
that shirt.
God.
Yeah, dude. Eric
No
Bana, president.
tricks since '86. Oh my god, fantastic. So okay, just going because we like kind of went down the pizza
Yeah.
wormhole, but I actually did have a couple questions. Like, what is best pizza in Chicago?
Depends who you ask, probably. There's a lot of really great spots out here. I think what's cool about
I'm asking you.
so there's the thing that's cool about Chicago is like it's got like a big pizza history and its own pizza identity. And those kind of two, arguably three styles are deep dish, tavern, which we talked about, and then arguably the third is pan, which is kind of this like, I don't know if you're going to call it up and coming. It certainly isn't like the public eye up and coming, but it's sort of this like fluffier, more like focaccia but round type, not really Sicilian, not really grandma, just kind of its own thing, usually fermented, whatever. You're always going to ask people what their favorite spot is, and it's usually going to be like what was what they grew up eating, like
Yeah,
what like your
Sarks or
what your
something.
parents would like grow up bringing back to the crib, right? Like, and you're like, okay, it's
Dude.
time. It is
Dude,
time.
It's literally anytime you watch a cooking show, it's like, yeah, I just really try to capture the nostalgia
Right.
of like my grandma's cooking. It's always
Yeah. And so it's like,
that.
what is it to me personally? It's to like go back to it. It's probably that thin tavern, the Barnaby's. Like, I grew up eating that. My mom, I grew up like in Northbrook, but like Highland Park was nearby. So like my parents like would always say like, yeah, when we were younger, we were really poor, so we just get Barnaby's a lot. And I was like,
Dude.
sick. And I grew up going to Barnaby's for like baseball, and like we'd order it every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly wasn't like we wouldn't order it every single time. There are other spots my parents would get, but like that is probably my favorite type now. And it's like a super thin cornmeal on the bottom.
The cornmeal at the bottom, and then also Barnaby's just has like a certain
vibe in the restaurant.
in there.
It's
Yeah.
very.
Yeah, dude.
It is the classic tavern. It is like that.
It's S-tier tavern.
It's S-tier
like
tavern.
The best.
It
It's also like,
feels-
go ahead.
I was gonna say it feels like Bavarian, but it's not.
It does kind of. It's almost like
Yeah.
you're going into like an old German drinking hall.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You walk in there and it's like the light. What's it like? It's like a 20. It's like the lowest, yellowest lighting that you can possibly have.
I feel like there's
the
stained
warmest
glass,
lighting. Yeah.
right, a little bit.
And the lamps are all made of like the stained glass.
Yeah.
They used to have that like cheese you can put on the crackers where you're
Dude.
waiting for your pizza. There's a
Ooh.
bar.
Yeah, we probably all have a memory of being like 7 years old, walking up to the bar and
Getting
feeling
the
like super
cheese.
adult and be like, could I get a root beer? Because they had it on.
Yeah,
Prime.
with
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
You
So
feel
that
super cool.
that's probably my answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I had Barnaby's not that long ago. I was like, whew,
Yeah.
still.
And it's like
hits.
suburban Chicago. It's like you got to drive a little bit for it, but if you're in the area, go grab it. It's good.
Dude, how good was that after like practice pizza?
Yeah, dude. That big league chew to Barnaby's combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fire.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so I kind of expected you to say that, but favorite hot dog joint, and I'll just say, oh shit, I don't have my water bottle, but I recently found Fatso's Last Stand. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar.
But they just make a really classic Chicago style dog
Yeah.
that I love. They snip the ends
Mm-hmm.
versus
they're
like
like-
other ways you could snip them.
Right.
Like I feel like you gotta snip somewhere. You gotta cut it so it blooms out and
Oh,
like,
you mean like down the lengthwise or?
it's so they snip them on the ends like 2 times so it kind of
Yeah.
just like frays out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that place is fire. They make
Yeah.
just it's
A good
Fatso's.
dog.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah,
It's
I think
the
that's
name.
really the bottom line with dogs is that like here in this town, like Chicago style dogs, you're with what's called dragging it through the garden.
Dragging it through the
That's
garden.
like what it's called. All the stuff. I was eating a hot dog with a friend the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, it's basically a salad on a hot dog. Why are you giving me shit for putting ketchup on it? You're putting everything else on it." I'm like, "True, you know." But it's essentially a pickle. It is relish, neon green Hulk jizz looking relish, onions.
yeah.
Yellow ass mustard. It has to be yellow ass mustard. And then did I say the pickle spear, the big pickle spear, and then honestly celery salt is to me
The
what
celery salt's
it's what
the best
makes
part.
it's
Yeah.
what the aroma of when you're eating a hot dog. It's like, and then sport peppers, right,
Sport
for that those
peppers, yeah.
crunchy heat, right?
Yeah.
And so like it's kind of that's what they call dragging to the garden because you're putting all the vegetables on it or whatever, and then tomatoes. I forgot that too. It's like why didn't you
Right.
ketchup when you have tomatoes on it? It's the acidity, whatever. To me, it's like if you're an adult and you're eating ketchup, reevaluate. Don't mean to yuck your yum, but like
I still love ketchup.
I
with
love
fries.
ketchup, right?
I just love the bit of being anti-ketchup. I don't give a shit what you do. Like, put the ketchup
Yo,
on
grow
there.
up, dude.
Yeah,
What the
dude. So I just like calling people like children when they eat ketchup, which is funny. But no,
hell?
it's
You're
fine.
eating like the. I mean, if you're eating the
Yeah.
colored ketchup, do you remember
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
weird.
purple.
The purple and green ketchup
Yeah.
and shit, the Nickelodeon ass ketchup.
Gross.
But
Fire.
I think my favorite dog in the city because like they're all very similar because they all put the same things on there. Maybe give
Yeah.
or take a couple things. I did a video where I went to the Vienna beef hot dog like factory.
Yeah.
And like they have this like Vienna beef factory stand right outside the factory. So it literally goes from like factory to this place and they do it like the most classic way. And like it's just the cleanest, most like the cleanest representation of what a Chicago dog is. And to me, it's like, I'm going to say that, I guess. Like, but the thing is that you go to any of these stands and you're going to get a great dog most of the time.
Yeah.
Is that not around anymore?
They moved, but like they're
Okay.
still there. Yeah.
Was that the one that was actually like right here?
South
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
No.
Right.
No, so that factory moved
Oh.
to the south side. I forget the
Oh.
exact neighborhood, but it's like over there, and then right outside of that new factory, they like bought out this other hot dog stand that was like gnarly. They said they had to power hose it down for like 2 weeks to get it clean. Got it clean. It's pristine in there now, and it's like you can buy all their products and Vienna beef. Like not to like make this a Vienna beef commercial, but it's like you can't really get that outside of Chicago in most places, and it makes a huge difference because they use natural casing and it's like snappy, and it's like it's got this like unique
It's
like
expensive.
deep flavor. It is there's two kinds of the red label and the blue label, right? One of them's for like public consumption, the other one's for like restaurants. I forget which one is the one you want to get, but think
I
if
feel like
it's
it's
the
got to be the restaurant one.
I think the
right?
blue label is the one that if you see it, get it. You Google it. I'm not sure, but I was told this by
Frank?
one of the guys.
Gotcha.
No, I don't even know if they have that on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I
That's
don't
like
know.
that's a locals only. Yeah.
But if you go to a stand, like they're gonna probably be using the good stuff. But anyways,
Yeah, sorry, Frank. I'm like, it's kind of a difficult search.
I don't know about that.
but yeah. So
Okay, so my girlfriend bought the Vienna beef, and I was like, "Why is this so expensive? What the hell?"
it's real. I mean, here's the thing. Like people think hot dogs are like pork nails and snouts and all this gnarly stuff, and you don't go into a hot dog factory, which is the reason I went in it. It's straight up like lean beef. I've seen them grind the beef. It's thousands of pounds of like bottom and top round and all these other beefs. They spice it, they emulsify it, and they put it in natural casing and temperature control it. It's one of the only commercial hot dogs that's in a natural casing you can get like to scale that does hot dogs to scale like that. You can also get like the non-natural casing, which means they cook it in the cellulose casing, which when they smoke and permeate through the cellulose casing, and they remove that, so it's just like this kind of like tubular meat shape. But when you get it in the natural casing, they put it in a literal intestine, right? That's what the casing is. That's when you bite into it, it snaps. That's like natural intestine
Yeah, like
casing.
kind of like
Which sounds gnarly, but it like doesn't taste like anything like gross. Like it's not like awful OFFAL.
I'm here
tasting.
for it.
Yeah, it's just like what it's what makes the Chicago dog like unique and special. Honestly, in my opinion, like a lot of these guys, like places like not to like start a hot dog beef here, pun intended. But like what's the one on the East Coast they do like Nathan's and all these other places that it's just like it's like what's the difference between that and like a Hebrew National off the fucking rack at 7-Eleven? Like.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
How do we feel about the Costco dog? The $1.50 Costco dog?
Fuck those
Jumbo.
up. I'll fuck up a jumbo. I'll gluck a dog right now on camera.
Yeah.
That's what you want. There's a Costco right there.
Dude, I will go there sometimes if I'm out working and I'm
Dude.
just like, do I need like the cheapest meal
Yeah,
possible
150.
right now?
Bro, my GBN, where I went to high school, can you put that in? Where I went to, whatever. It doesn't matter. Where I went to high school was like really close to a Costco. So like for lunch, for open lunch, we'd like go to Costco. And it's like if you're a broke ass high school student, get a fat piece of pizza for like $2.
Oh,
a fucking big thing of ice cream for like $2. It's like you're leaving that place with like a hot dog, a piece of pizza, and a huge ice cream thing for like $6.90.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to
Chicken bake. Sorry.
Have you heard of the forbidden glizzy? They put a hot dog, a Costco hot dog, in the chicken bake.
Forbidden glizzy.
God, the internet's awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah. Andy was watching TikTok. I was like, what the fuck?
It's awesome.
You might have video. I don't know.
might.
Yeah, anyway.
I might. Listen, I'm down. That's the type of shit.
Gourmet.
That's the type of shit. Maybe make that from scratch. Pop it in a glizzy. But
Yeah.
some things don't need to be made from scratch,
That's true. You could just do a review like, is it good? I already know what to expect. It's bread and bread.
Drag it to the garden, though.
That's
the
true.
thing.
That might be the yeah. I wanted to ask you though, because as someone who is trying to be health conscious, and the more research you do, you feel like you're being poisoned at every end of the spectrum. Also, just ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah, where's the soju at? That's how I want to put it.
Let's pop another.
I got you.
Oh, for real? I was
let's
playing.
let's pop it.
Okay. I'm just trying to poison myself.
Yeah, no, I feel
High
you.
key.
That's a different poison that I'm down for. No, but like it's just something that buying organic or like looking at the ingredients and noticing that there's a bunch of preservatives and just like I guess I'm just curious about your thoughts on that and just do you think about that a lot? I think about it sometimes when I go to the store and I'm like, I can pay $2 extra.
Should I lie?
Yeah. No.
To be honest, it's something that I'm conscious of, but I don't. It depends on the product, and it depends. It's a case by case thing for me, honestly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So like when it comes to proteins, whenever I possibly can, like I will try to like source from a good butcher who knows what they're doing and uses like locally. What does that mean? A couple dozen miles outside of the city. We're in a city, so how local is it going to be?
Right.
There's a ton of like amazing people doing great things with greens here. A lot of urban farms and stuff like that going on that like when I see it available, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times too, man, like I'm just like everyone else, dude. Like, you know, like I got stuff going on. I'm going to the store. Which store is closest to the errands I have to run so I can get home and get this video out? Like, you know, it's a give and take to answer your question. You know, it's like,
For sure.
it depends.
Like you try to do your best.
Do your best, and like, you know, it depends what you're going through. Like if I was like really trying to like cut weight and like eat a lot of like vegetables and stuff, like depends on the vegetable, but like, you know, like I would try to get the most like fresh, good looking thing that I could afford.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
it's a whole different discussion too, because like, and a lot of it's outside of our control. Like there's shit that they're doing that you're like not even aware of, and it's just like,
Dude,
well,
so
okay,
I just had the opportunity to visit an acquaintance turned friend of mine in New York here, and he lives on Long Island, and he's done some amazing things where he kind of was in a similar situation to me, where he was kind of living this like urban like lifestyle, if you will, like in New York, like in Brooklyn.
Can we shout him out or?
Yeah. Mike from Pro Home Cooks, he's the man.
Shout out Mike.
Shout out Mike. He basically like kind of did this thing where he was kind of like, you know, exploring like cooking semi-professionally at home and like what that means, and cooking like stuff from scratch at home just for fun, and exploring different like, you know, restaurant people, bringing them in, this and that, similar to what I'm doing now. And, you know, he had a family and he had kids and he moved out to the suburbs. So he's like, how is my content going to evolve with what I'm doing? So he actually bought a house like about 20 minutes, 10, whatever it is, like away from his place where he lives with his family, keeps it separate, and uses it kind of like an office, but also he's got like a fair amount of land out there, and just kind of like terraformed the place into like this crazy garden, these like
Sick.
cool ass greenhouse. He's got this huge deer fence on the perimeter of it. He's got chickens. He can like dig holes and make like barbacoa. He's making, I was like talking to him, like he's like, dude, what like video idea should I do? We were talking about it. He's like, I want to make kimchi. I'm like, dude, you should do kimchi like the old school way, and like make it, put it in the clay jars and bury it in your fucking yard. And he's like,
that's how they do it.
Well, back in the day, that's like how you could temperature control ferment stuff through the winter. Keep it underground. So it's kind of like a wine cellar, but like with, you know, underground. And then you can get to it in the spring whenever, or even in the winter if you can somehow get to it. But yeah, so stuff like that. It's just, and it was really cool and interesting to talk to him about how his stuff is developed over the course of his career, and how his content has kind of changed but still maintained that level of like intrigue, like through him having a family and sort of like still making videos.
I feel like if you can like reinvest in yourself and like do kind of what you're talking about, like, oh, now he has this at his disposal, like
So cool.
what can we do with this?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
very
like you might not-
fortunate to have land, like that's
100%.
that's awesome. Yeah,
It's like you might not be able to go in and have like the guy from the dope restaurant come teach you how to do something, or call in, you know, all these access to these like interesting ingredients because you're in a city, but you can like fucking dig your yard up and like put have like a luau.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
like in
mean-
your yard. Like I've tried to have a luau in my courtyard, and it's
With
like it
the
works.
spit, like get a pig.
So
and,
like traditionally it's underground, you know what I mean? So it's like you gotta dig a hole,
it's
you gotta bury it with
underground.
stones, you gotta wrap it in like different sort of leaves, like banana leaf or taro leaf, whatever. So it's like this whole thing. And
Why do they put the apple in the pig? This is a separate thing.
aesthetics.
But it just looks. It's
Medieval-
like, yeah, we fucking
medieval
killed that
flex,
shit.
medieval flex, dude.
Big flex.
The mouth is gonna taste like apple.
Yeah, dude, that Lannister flex, dude.
Yeah.
Lannister.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
that?
Game of Thrones, dude.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch Game of Thrones, and my brother's just like, "Are you serious?" What is wrong? I'm sorry.
I get it, it's a lot.
I also just remember watching some show. There's so many shows on like Netflix, all of them that are just about cooking, and one of them I watched
lot.
was about barbacoa, and the woman just said barbacoa so many times, and I was just like, waiting.
Was it Taco Chronicles?
I don't know what it was, but it is interesting. They like bear. It's like a oven that's like kind of like you were saying with the luau.
Yeah,
right?
lots
It's
of
like
cultures have different
buried.
ways to do it. It's just like it's an ancient way of cooking. You know, the community's usually getting together. They do it in a lot of different countries. Community gets together. You roast a whole animal. You throw a bunch of vegetables, usually roots and tubers and stuff, in with it. Bury it in, like I said, either a burlap
What's
sack.
a tuber?
It's a type of like vegetable, so it's kind of like a starchy, like what's an example of a tuber? Like taro, or like
taro?
like yucca would be like a tuber.
Okay.
I think.
So kind of like a potato of sorts.
A starchy, hearty vegetable that needs a long time to cook.
Okay.
And so, like, by the time, it's been in there for fucking 20, 30 hours, right?
Yeah.
It comes out and, you can't really overcook it too much. It's just this tender, beautiful vegetable that you split open, put some salt on, very rustic.
Getting hungry.
You take the pig skin is crispy, so you, cut into it, give some fatty meat, some lean meat, a little bit of skin with some of the vegetable, and you just have the communities together eating, and it's a beautiful thing. I love that shit. Yeah.
What about new technologies for cooking? Because again, bringing it back to the music, there's always new technologies like AI, that you're gonna Ableton 12 is this new thing that's coming out in 2024, and there's a dog here, and it's gonna be game changing. And music is very different than cooking. Cooking's been around. Well, now that I think about it, cooking has probably been around longer than music, but now...
I don't know, there's always a bard. Sometimes there's a bard involved.
I don't know, someone was just tapping their leg and they were like, that's music. I don't know.
What about Aboriginals or the throat singing?
Yeah.
That's been around for a long time
Gregorian
too.
chant, who knows?
I love a good Greggy chant.
Yeah, I love a Greggy chant.
Can we loop some Gregorian chants over this?
Yeah. We're going to have that in the background the entire episode. No, but there's always new technologies at our fingertips, new tools. Something I'm thinking of is you have the
sous vide?
Sous vide. Yeah, exactly. You already knew. That's a thing. Or doing your Traeger. We got the thermometer that's plugged in. We got pellets. Is there any new technologies in cooking that you're that might be kind of cool? Or I'm just curious if there's anything that you've seen.
There's always new crazy techniques on the molecular side of whether you're turning ingredients into powders, dehydrating things, whipping them into weird different textures and using different types of sugars to make domes and that side of things, which I think is cool and I respect it, but it's never really been my thing. I've never really been super interested in sphärifying grape jelly or anything like that. I think it's cool. No respect given, that shit's crazy.
Kind of a flex. Yeah.
It's cool. It's a flex. It's perceived value for the customer, right?
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
I feel.
Keep going.
Should I?
Keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just letting this dog, and she's
your baby.
She just wanted to say hi. I didn't want her whining. So.
Yeah, no. So the molecular side is cool and it's interesting, but it's never really been something that I've been that I've really identified with, I guess. And I think once you learn about cooking and food and stuff, you kind of learn there are a lot of ways to get to the same result. So what at the end of I'll give you an example. I just did a video with my friend Jonathan Zaragoza from Birria Zaragoza, and it's we're talking about traditionally, to go back to what we were saying, to make birria, Jalisco style birria, you take a goat and you roast it, you wrap it in different banana leaves and stuff, and you roast it in the underground like you would at they would in a luau or something. And what you're doing there is you're just slow roasting protein to get it tender so that you can fry it in oil and make it crispy and put it in a taco. Same thing goes for if you're thinking, you can think about cuts of, I'm just going to use the same meat examples. You can think of there's tender cuts and there's tough cuts, right? You can steam something until, you can steam a tough cut until it's tender. You can slow roast a tough cut until it's tender. All it is low temps in a lot of time, or moderate temps in a lot of time. Yeah. So once you understand the basic pillars and how to do certain things with certain foods, you can get to the finish line in a lot of different ways and get the same result.
Yeah, if you think about the core concept of just slow cook.
So whatever technology you use, it's kind of the same shit. Sous vide, it's definitely considered a newer technique.
It's not very sexy.
No, it certainly has a sexy name though. Sous vide, French ass shit.
Yeah.
But
then you look at that bag in water and you're like, what are you doing?
And it's got all the juices and you're like, whoa, dude. But yeah, sous vide itself isn't like that. It's the technique I think was invented in France in the early 1900s on a train or something out of necessity because they didn't have live fires. I could be wrong with that, but I think I remember reading that somewhere. And it's it's been around for a while, but it's kind of jumped into this in the canon recently because people have access to circulators now, and brands like Polyscience made it popular in restaurants, and now brands like Chef Steps and Breville and stuff are bringing it to like the home consumer market. And like people are learning that it's super easy to go to work, whip out an app on your phone and cook a pork belly until it's perfectly fucking tender with doing very little work, very little active time.
Yeah.
And then you get home, you take it out of the bag, and you could eat it right there. You could put it in the oven, you can get it crispy, you could fry it, you can chop it up, whatever you want.
You put it on a sandwich, whatever. Like,
It's
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's soft, it's ready to eat. What are you going to do with it to make it nice?
Yeah. How do we feel about lab-grown meat?
Dude,
Would you do it?
Super cool.
Like, that would be sick.
Super
if
cool.
it was good,
I'm invested
and it didn't cause
literally
some
in
weird
lab-grown meat.
disease.
Here's the thing. I don't know why it would, because it's literally you're taking a biopsy of an animal and you're just shit, I'm not a fucking scientist. You probably figured that out by now, but it's like you're taking a biopsy of an animal and you're essentially growing it into like you're just cloning it and cloning it. I think like last time I learned about this,
Yeah.
it's certainly going to take some public perception. People are gonna.
My shit's breaking. Yeah. Sorry, I'm listening.
No. It's gonna. People are gonna be weirded out by lab-grown meat. They're gonna be like, "Whoa, what's that gonna do to me? Is it gonna turn me into like a mutant? Am I gonna get Spider-Man powers? Hopefully, fingers crossed."
That'd be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I would pay for the Spider-Man powers, like $20.
But no, it's like it just gives you some weird disease where you have like a welt on your head, and you're like, that guy
Yeah.
ate the meat.
And then he's
dude.
like, "Yo, but the skirt steak was bomb."
Dude, it was
perfectly
good, though.
mid-rare.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a really cool. I think it could be potentially like the future of like animal protein, like in creating less emissions and all that.
Yeah.
So
for
I have
sure.
my eye on it, like as much as I can have my eye on it, right? Like I'll read about it every now and again. I got like a couple of stocks in some things.
Okay,
like,
that's cool.
But
Nice.
like, yeah, just fucking, I don't remember what they're called, but you know, like
Give us the tickers.
I got a couple of tickers.
Meat
The Nasdaq is yeah.
Dude, it's literally like meat.ai. Like,
Yeah.
you know how everything,
Yeah.
you know how everything is AI now? It's like dog.ai,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck?
And
It
it's like,
doesn't
and
even
then
have
you go on the
AI.
website and it's like invest.
Yeah,
You're like,
invest
oh my
now.
God, dude.
Hey,
You're like, okay.
or take my money.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
so
the dog.
it's
We
gonna be
got
cool.
we got lady here. She's been on like a reoccurring guest. Yo, wait, Ryan, can you? I think she has to go out. Can you just?
Can we take a pee break?
We can take a
Can we take a pee break?
Pee break.
Pee break.
Yeah. Just you can let it roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it roll.
Little people.
Dude, I never know. I said sissy earlier.
That's not
and I
bad.
was like,
You're good, dude.
I don't know.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Does it have
No,
to
I'm
be in? Does it have
Sissy.
anything to do with being cis?
Oh,
That's what I'm saying,
You're a
it's like-
cis bitch,
No,
to be
it's
honest.
SISSY.
Yo,
It's a whole
Frankie's kind of.
different thing.
Dude, I don't know how
Frank,
to.
you're sitting
spell.
over there with your like cis. Like you're being cis right now. Are you mansplaining the shit?
Yes. Okay, dude. I think I've gone over
Oh my
most
God,
of my
dude.
questions. What is it? A zinner?
Zinner for the dog.
Should be like, whoa.
Gross. I just don't know where to put them.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
sorry.
that's like the one thing about zins where
They're just a gross habit, honestly.
it's not as gross as like dip.
No.
It's way less
damn right.
gross.
Did
But
you
I
used to
do
dip?
remember but I did zins for a while, and like I just remember being like,
Yeah.
and, like just putting them.
Do you wear
on the
contacts?
no.
Okay. It's kind of similar. Like it's kind of like a similar thing. Just like you
You
know.
just flick them away.
Yeah,
I think
they're
I
like-
gotta go to the optometrist.
I can't see you right now,
Yeah,
dude.
hey, brother.
Are we
Okay,
resuming? Are we
we're
resuming?
resuming.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Oops. We're good.
Is cheersing water bad? When I went to Italy, they were like,
It's
"Don't
bad luck.
cheers water." Yeah, that's what.
You know what
okay.
you can do? I tell my little brother this, now he can drink, but basically like if we're all have wine and we're all cheersing, if you take your hand and you cheers with your hand and you don't clink glasses, you're allowed to do that.
Oh, so it's kind of just like a fist bump.
It's like a supernatural like thing, yeah. If you just like
just
if
about
you
connection.
protect, yeah. You don't want to connect with water because you're fucking soft if you drink water. Dude.
That's why.
Just
yeah.
kidding. I love water. Water's the best.
I guess I just wanted to ask you about. Let's see. Let me just make sure I got every one of these little
Wait,
questions.
let me get in my gross ass habit and get these. I'm gonna throw this away right when I leave here.
Throw that last bad boy in there. Yeah. Nah. Not gonna do that one.
Hit me with it.
Well.
So like Gaza.
Yeah, so like I got straight up cut off last time I tried to talk about that. Probably for the better. Now this is just like a fun question. We did this on another podcast, but if you had to lose a sense, what would it be? Because I feel like it's tricky.
What are the senses again?
We got touch.
Yeah.
Touch, taste, smell, sight,
Hearing.
hearing.
Oh, fuck. That's brutal, dude.
Yeah.
It's
not
tough.
a good one.
Lady,
I couldn't
We're
pet
gonna
Sweet
eat
Sweet
you.
Lady. I couldn't pet Sweet Sweet Lady if I lost touch.
what do you eat, dog?
No.
Okay.
I kind of have to. I ate horse, though. Raw horse in Japan. Wasashi. It was kind of dang.
Don't they serve? Isn't there a restaurant that serves like human? I saw like a Vice.
His ass is like, he's like, what's the tartare? He's like, that's just beef jerky I pureed. In his suit, he's like, he didn't actually go to work.
I'd eat.
He just kills people in that suit.
I'd eat lady.
He's like, no, lady looks tasty. You look like a cute little baby.
Oh.
No, she's sweet, but I would eat her.
Okay, wait, fuck.
This is the reason it's a good question for you. For us, it's like, oh, I can't lose my hearing. Like that's
I can't. I would. That's the one I.
that's one you'd lose. Cause like the problem with food, it's
You
like
use everything though.
it's taste and smell, specifically just for the ingestion.
It's taste and smell. If you can't touch anything, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. But you'd be surprised. Hearing's actually a big part of it too.
Oh yeah, like hearing
Yeah,
how
so-
things are bubbling.
Yeah,
You're
so like I'm gonna use the meat example again. Like you're searing a steak, like you kind of can tell when it's done when it stops kind of like sizzling intensely. Excuse me.
Oh really? The puke bucket, dude.
When it stops sizzling intensely, you can kind of tell, and you can kind of tell, okay, maybe that crust is formed a little bit, like when things are bubbling. But I think of all of them, like I could maybe get away with doing what I do if I could not hear.
Okay.
Which would suck because I'm always cooking with AirPods though, and it hypes me up and fires me up, and I love.
Oh
getting
yeah,
fired
actually,
up.
that's a good transition because I did have another question, which was, what music do you listen to when you
Ooh,
cook?
Depends, dude. Yeah,
Or
I'll give
do
you
you? I'm sure you probably also don't listen.
I
to
usually
music.
just beatbox to myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Like today, it's funny. I kind of sometimes match the music to what I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have made like music to like old Italian vibe, like restaurant stuff, and like or like Frank Sinatra or something. But I also like today I was making a chopped cheese, and I'm like, all right, I'm putting on some Camp Lo. I'm putting on that like old Harlem vibe, you know what I mean? That New York boom bap stuff.
Okay.
To like kind of like get into the zone of like this like kind of like New York sandwich. But a lot of the times it's whatever like fires me up. Like I'll do a lot of like, I like screamo a lot. I'm kind of like an angry, I consider myself a joy boy. I'm quite the joy boy, almost to a fault. But I like screamo shit. Do you guys know who Belmont is? Like in like Knuckle Punch and stuff. Like they're like Chicago bands actually.
Ryan? I feel like Ryan might know.
They're just like, it's like kind of like new, it's like post-punk, like new agey, like kind of like screamo shit.
Word.
But I also like a lot of the times that it's that, and it's like hip hop for me, like rap, hip hop, whatever. Like it could be dumb, it could be like Made in Tokyo, or it could be like Tribe Called Quest is like a go-to of mine. Like Pete Rock, CL Smooth, like Eric B and Rakim, like sort of like that type of shit. But
Shadow Wizard Gang.
oh, yo, they got to see that. Should
We
we
gotta pull
after
it
the
up.
pot, dude?
Yeah,
Can we pull that up?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but
That's
what we've
this
been.
is some shit.
We've been bumping that on repeat.
Yo,
and
I found this TikTok the other day. That's
Shadow-
like it's like
what
a 27-second loop of like this AI art of like wizards, like with like this blur on the camera, like
Oh.
on an NPC.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
With this like
sick.
kind of like dark, like my friend put it best, like kind of like a bad shroom trip like beat, but it's like when you're
Yeah.
not on shrooms, like sick.
It's like a bunch of Gandalf.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
music,
And it's like, and I found the guy on Spotify and just like loop it and like looped it for like 20 minutes the other day, and like it got scary.
It
After
was
like
too
20,
much.
like it was like
too much.
it's sick, and then it turns scary. It's like real fast. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So everything from hip hop to
energetic
wizards.
shit. But here's the thing: when I'm editing, though, it's straight drum and bass.
Oh, dude.
Straight drum and bass.
Drum and
like,
bass. Do you listen? What kind of drum and bass?
like I saw you had Salty on.
Mm-hmm.
That guy. Yeah, like a lot of like a metric,
He's like a dub.
dubby drum and bass.
Yeah.
I like a lot of female vocals sometimes. Like high BPM. Like I love chugging Adderall. I mean coffee.
I love
And Adderall.
shit.
I didn't even mean to say that, but I was actually trying in my head not to say Adderall. Fuck. But like low key, like a little like micro dose of Adderall, some coffee, and like I don't really do it anymore, but like some like tobacco or something, and just like drum and bass, just like get it done.
Oh,
Edit
yeah.
like 5 short videos in a day, just like
Yeah,
I
dude,
love that shit.
I quit the nicotine, but it's
nice. Yeah, it is nice. It's good to quit though.
For the sitting
I
at the
respect
computer
you,
work.
for that. 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So an eclectic range of music.
But here's the thing though, like most of what I do is like when I listen to music though, it's like even if I'm cooking and listening to music, it's mostly editing. And then I also listen to music when I'm at the gym, which isn't a lot, but it's like 3 days a week. And so like my like Spotify for you is like straight up drum and bass and like Slipknot. And I'm like, that's what I listen to. Holy shit. Like, that's crazy.
Dude, mine's like classical piano and then like G Jones or like R.L. Grant. Just like, I don't know. I think that there's more people like that than you'd realize.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
There's different moods you got to fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then it tells you what kind of moods you're in the most, and you're like, I got to reevaluate.
Yeah, I've been depressed.
I've been just like on it too much, too long.
Yeah, no, I get that. All right, dude. Well, let's. We've been going for a minute, and I feel like we should wrap it up. This has been a great experience. I feel like time has flown by.
Had a blast.
Sometimes it feels like we're just pulling teeth, but this was not an episode like that.
Oh, I appreciate.
No.
You could pull my teeth
for
later.
all real. Yeah. Going back to the teeth.
Yeah, please do.
Anyway, take care of your teeth.
Got a fresh filling for you.
Hey.
It's not gold.
So
I ain't got that YouTube money yet.
Get those. What are they called? Like when they go down to South America somewhere and they get.
Oh
the fucking
yeah. Or hear me out.
Veneers.
Hear me out.
veneers,
Grills.
Yeah.
Grills.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe do a
those are
couple
an
of
option.
grills. Some
A couple
couple of grills.
That
A la
would
Paul
be
Wall.
fitting for the chef. Your grills would be like the grill mark.
I would get some
looking-
Weber grills.
Yeah.
Like Weber. Yo, Weber, hit me up. Make me some grills, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. Or
Weber, Chicago company, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, crazy.
What is it called? The Coleman grill?
Coleman.
That's
Gary
camping.
Coleman. No. Fuck. I know what you're talking about.
That little.
No, the instant grill. The Mark Magrier. Fucking,
You
I
just
don't
have
know.
one of those on your canine.
Someone's-
George Foreman.
George
Yeah.
Foreman. Someone's listening to this and they're like, you
Thank you.
idiots.
I'm Coleman.
Yeah.
We all knew
Dude,
what it was.
What am I talking
The Gary
about?
McGee grill.
Okay, so in the show we do a wrap-up question, which is what was your favorite concert, like your most impactful concert? But I thought it would be a more fitting question today to be like, what was the most inspirational, game-changing meal that you've had in your life where it was like, this just changed my palate. Like I can never taste food the same.
That's heavy shit.
No, I mean it's gonna be tough because
Yeah.
think about how much you eat. Way more.
I get
eat
inspired
way
very
more.
easily, maybe too easily. But I think I'm gonna have to go back to what we were talking about earlier. Maybe it's a cop out, maybe it's not, but it is the truth. I mean, I think it goes back to when I was just like a little kid, like being exposed to like Korean food, straight up. Like when I was a little kid, like trying like kalbi, like
Oh my god!
realizing that like kalbi exists was pretty game changing for me.
Dude, have you ever been to Ajuma's Apron
No.
in Chinatown?
No.
It's a Korean restaurant,
Ooh.
and I went there not that long ago.
Mhm.
Had a Korean friend who showed me it. Got the
Nice.
kalbi.
Nice. It just, it's
So
it's
good.
not only I say kalbi because it's like the most memorable, it's the most classic like thing that you get like when you think Korean barbecue, it's like you think of kalbi, right? But it's like everything. It's like all the different banchans, realizing what kimchi is and that it's a pickling technique that can be used across all these different vegetables. It's spicy, it's tangy, it's fermented, it's like a more fun sauerkraut. You have your like grilled meat that at the time, like I was like, I was used to like dad burgers, like really big, like plump burnt hockey pucks that you would
The
eat. And like
fat
there's still some
boy.
nostalgia about like
Sometimes
a shitty
those are
burger,
good,
but
yeah.
at like a 4th of July party,
Yeah, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
I like the smash burger.
Sure, yes, you know what I mean. But like,
Yeah.
those like spicy, fermented, like super rich in umami, like kind of like flavors that like I wasn't used to before I got acquainted with them, and now it's like a big part of my life.
Yeah,
I would say that.
the Korean.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, experiences.
Yeah.
I was just drinking this soju and it tastes like sweet tarts.
It's because we got the, what are we drinking here? We got
I
the
think it's
flavored ones. The grapefruit one, yeah.
And then one of them was a strawberry or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm usually a soju purist. I just like the classic
Yeah.
Jinro is back. Just straight
flavored.
up. Yeah. Easier for me
Word.
to drink. Less
Word.
hangover too.
Word. Yeah. I've never
give
been
you one next
hungover on soju. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We gotta
Okay.
kick it and
It
eat
is
some
brutal.
food now. I'm
Yeah.
like, when we took our little break, I was like, damn, I'm getting
Yo,
hungry.
what time is it? We should go get some Korean barbecue.
Dude.
I'm kind of down.
It's 9 almost.
Tits
But
and ass.
Yeah. We could go to
Gotta
McDonald's.
make a resi.
Nah, dude. There's shit.
There's shit. I actually wanted to open it up just to Frankie, just because I feel like podcasts, I think what's special about them is that it gives you this intentional thing to talk to someone that, like, we've talked a bunch in different settings.
Mostly at Frankie's house.
Mostly at Frankie's
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
He throws a good Halloween party.
He does.
Pretty good.
pretty good.
But like, I feel like it gives you a chance to ask questions that you might not normally ask someone. So I wanted to ask Frankie if there was anything that, not to put you on the spot, but like anything you wanted to ask Adam that you just maybe something sparked in your head after this conversation.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't
definitely
know.
on the
This guy, yeah.
The thing is I spend maybe more than half of my life sitting less than 3 feet away from this guy. And after all that, I got one just because I'm curious.
Hell yeah.
Hit me.
Let's go.
I'm asking you, what is the answer to Jerry's original closing question that he asks all of his guests, which is,
Oh.
because I know
Most
you're a
memorable
music
concert.
guy. Like
Yeah.
I know you are. Like
All
we
right.
talk about music maybe as much as we talk about food, and so it's like
Most
what is it?
game-changing, impactful concert.
All right, I think I got one.
Okay.
Okay. North Coast, I think 2011, 2012. Common
Oh,
on acid.
damn,
It was awesome.
dude, Common. It was not. I didn't. See
It was
that one.
Common. It was Common in Chicago. First ever acid trip.
Wow.
It was
yeah,
amazing.
okay.
It was with Omar. It was just me and Omar.
Nice.
Yeah. It was,
I'm glad you didn't
Common?
freak out.
no, same. Yeah. Can I say Common North Coast? No acid.
You can say acid.
I've been doing a lot of drugs here. People probably think I'm a fucking tweaker, dude.
Dude, no. I feel like
I'm not that big of a drug guy. I swear.
But sometimes-
Weber, I'm not. I'm good.
Yo, Weber.
Yo, Weber.
sometimes those
grills.
experiences are like the most impactful because
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? That
But,
was
but
crazy.
regardless of that, like it was just like to see one of like the hip hop's like greatest, most well known sort of like original people like in their home city just ripping it
yeah.
in a crowd of
Yeah.
people pretty
Yeah, he's
close to
from
the
Chicago.
stage.
I
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
that he's from
Yeah,
here.
pretty close
Yeah.
to the stage. Like just it was sick, dude. Like
Yeah.
I used to love her. It came on and I was like,
Mm.
it was cool.
Yeah, dope. North Coast is.
Yeah, I haven't been since that show.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Back when it was at Union Park.
This was like high
Good.
school, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
a different time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's do the wrap, which is.
This is brought to you by Blue Chew.
Yeah. We're actually all on Blue Chew. I don't know if you've noticed our
fucking
boners.
torched this whole
You've barely
time.
touched your Blue Chew.
That's so funny. Imagine if like that was part of the sponsorship agreement that you like have to take.
It's like, listen, we've all been on Blue Chew this entire time.
It's a stimulant.
Yeah.
For your
Helps me
dick.
think, dude.
Yeah.
Clears my head.
The blood flow to my fucking brain. No. I just wanted to give you the chance to, where can people find you?
Oh shit, yeah.
And we
Plug up.
All over,
Plug
baby.
it up.
YouTube, Omnivorous Adam. Instagram, Facebook. If your mom's got that, let her know. Oh. But
My setup is falling apart.
I'll say this now though, like everywhere Omnivorous Adam. That's OMNIVOROUS Adam. But I'm changing my whole thing. I kind of said this earlier, but my name is Adam Witt, WITT. We're changing everything from Omnivorous Adam to Adam Witt soon. So you can find me.
Dude,
You mean
heard it here
soju?
first, probably.
This is literally the first time I've ever said it.
This is
Yeah.
the debut.
Shit, I
The
didn't.
rebrand.
I didn't try to. Just
You'd
do
be
a
surprised.
callback there.
No, you'd be surprised. Oh, soju. Oh,
That's
I
what I
love
was
it.
saying.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
sorry,
it went
sorry.
right over my
Yeah.
head.
In a
Don't
serious
apologize
moment.
for being quick. No, yeah. So Adam Witt, but right now Omnivorous Adam. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And any shout outs? You know, we shouted out your girlfriend.
Oh,
we shouted out
I got some shout outs.
Lazars.
Can I? Yeah, nice memory.
I think
shout
I know.
You might, dude. You
Yeah,
went to
I've
New
heard
Trier.
their last name. Yeah. Anyway,
they're good dudes. So, shout out Frankie.
Shout out Frank.
Frankie Melodize, amazing
What do you
editor.
call him?
From Biss, Franklin, Frumpelstiltskin, a lot of things.
A whole
But
bunch.
amazing producer, amazing video editor, amazing cameraman, great guy to bounce ideas off of, pretty good at COD.
Dees. Like that. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I know.
Pretty good actually. I've played with you.
and then also my other guy who's not here, Matt Dershowitz. He is a new member of the team, of the small team. It's literally us two and him. And he's just really been a game changer at helping us conceptualize in what you call brand different videos and think of thumbnails and titles and kind of get into more of like the YouTube-y, nerdy analytical side of things and kind of help me kind of see the vision there. So shout out Matt. He's a beast.
Word. Nice. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this very chef-related episode. Oh, last thing. Why yes, chef? It's like such a thing. Like in the kitchen, yes, chef.
Okay, well, we can take it back. So there's a thing in French and European kitchens called the brigade system, and essentially it's structured after a military brigade, and it's a hierarchy, right? So you got your chef, your CDC, you got your sous, you got your lead line cooks, then your line cooks, and blah blah blah, and you kind of are supposed to respond to those people depending on the kitchen you're in and the intensity of it and the culture, by their titles, if you will. And there's, you respond to, if you're a line cook, you're always talking to your sous chef before you go to the chef, pretty much almost no matter what, unless, different restaurants are lax. This is a very old school thing. But, yes, chef is kind of it's become kind of a trope and a gimmick in kitchens, where everybody just calls everybody chef. Almost kind of poking fun at the whole seniority thing. But we chef was the original way to respond to your
oui,
OUI, yes chef, we chef. The way to respond to your superior, if you will. So yes, gotcha. Chef, English version, so
I like how it's now just everyone's a chef, or not everyone's a chef, but if you're talking to another chef, it's just yes, chef.
People in restaurants, no matter what your rank is, they'll be chef, what are you doing? How does that taste, chef?
The dishwasher?
Chef,
yes,
fucking
chef.
Clean your station. You know what I mean? It's just people, it's just become kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Of course.
I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first, or probably not, but
second or third.
Yeah, maybe the fifth.
No, this is my first live pod.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Or not live pod, sitting and talking.
Person.
Not
in
on
person.
video. Right.
Yes,
that's the word.
Pod. Well, I'm glad we can pop that cherry.
Thank you, dog.
Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. We hope that you have enjoyed our ASMR, and we'll try to bring that back maybe. But thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.